The Jake Asman Show will begin shortly. Thanks to all these great Patreon members who help support the show. Get your super chats ready. Jake will be here in just a moment. If you love the New York Jets, this is the place to be. And now, the Jake Asman Show.
What a night it was for the New York Jets. Now, the focus shifts to the second and third round later tonight. We'll talk with a Jets insider about where things stand and what Aaron Glenn and Darren Muji said about the Armand Membou pick. It's the Jake Asman Show. The draft continues, baby. Let's hit it and get it started.
Live coverage of the 2025 NFL Draft on historic Lambeau Field in Green Bay, Wisconsin, as your New York Jets look for their next superstar. Some of your favorite analysts will join Jake to break it all down. Get ready for the next round, Asmaniacs. It's the Jake Asman Show.
Here we go here on a Friday morning. I hope everyone is having a great start to their draft weekend. Let me say it again. Thank you to everyone who came out yesterday to our first of what I hope will be an annual draft party. We have the best fans, the best listeners. This community is so incredible, and it was just amazing to see everyone come together last night. If you couldn't be there, you have to come to the next one, and you were certainly missed. If you were there, thank you. What a night. If you're not on the Patreon, which means you're not on the Discord, I would join if you want to see some of the funniest videos and behind-the-scene photos. All you need to do is go to patreon.com/Jake Asman Show. When you sign up for the Patreon, you gain access to the Discord, and you'll be able to see some of the great photos and videos like what I saw last night when the Jet Chant was raining down, baby.
I got just the guy to get us going tonight. Let me hear you. Hey!
Love it. Thank you again to everyone who made it out. I'll be showing some videos and behind-the-scenes stuff on this show. But if you want the full thing, make sure you guys join the Patreon. If you were there last night, you're an Asmaniac. Get on the Patreon and join us in the Discord and chop it up with us there. Let's say hello to a guy who was at the Jet facility last night. He spoke with Aaron Glenn and Darren Muji after the pick. Jets reporter Nick Faria joins us now in his weekly Friday spot. Nick, happy Friday. Draft underway. Jets have a new right tackle. Let's start there. You were big on taking a trench player. You were big specifically on, hey, if Armand Membou's your guy, go out and get him. Jets do exactly that. So give us the initial reaction to the pick.
It's a no-brainer decision. Aaron Glenn said it as well yesterday in his post-draft press conference. He called the decision a no-brainer decision. You look at this Jets offensive line, before the Membou pick, they had the potential to be pretty good. With Membou, this is arguably a top 5 offensive line if everyone stays healthy and plays like they should be able to play. And when you have a top 5 offensive line in the game, you are going to win football games that you did not expect were going to be possible the following year. So I look at the Jets offensive line always. If you are looking for a team and looking for a way to build your team, it's through the trenches to start. Every major championship contender has done it that way. The Chiefs, the Eagles, the Bills, all these teams have built through the trenches. It always starts in the trenches. And the Jets understood that. They said, hey, we have one glaring need at right tackle. If we were to push this sort of concern into the second or third round, we are not going to be able to get a day one starter. We're not going to be able to put a plug-and-play guy in there into the starting lineup. And we do not trust a core four to be the guy for a full 17-game season. All that being said, this was an excellent pick by the Jets. They went best player available. I was very high on Membou. I thought he was the best pure right tackle in this draft class. And again, this offensive line has the potential to be one of the best in the NFL. And that alone is better than any other reason to move on.
Your thoughts on those saying, yeah, but maybe they should have taken a weapon there, right? To me, I was on board with Tyler Warren, and I certainly was on board with Armand Membou or whoever they deemed as the best, available tackle. They wanted to take Kelvin Banks. I'd understand it. To me, it really came down to, can you get an offensive player? That was my goal. And I guess we'll never know what would have happened if Mason Graham made it there, Ashton Genty made it there. I still would like to think that if Graham was on the board, they would still go with Membou, but I don't know that for sure. So your thoughts on those saying they should have taken a weapon over yet another offensive lineman in round one?
Well, it's very clear that the rest of the NFL kind of agreed with Aaron Glenn's assessment that the 7th overall pick was a little rich for Tyler Warren. He ended up going, 14th to the Indianapolis Colts. He was not the first tight end taken. The Chicago Bears took Colston Loveland at 10. The Carolina Panthers have needs all across the offense. They need receiver help. They need tight end help. And they ignored the tight end position. So I'm not going to sit here and say that Warren would not have been a good player. He is a good player. He could help any particular team. But for the 7th overall pick, that's not really good value for a player of his caliber. He is not like Brock Bowers. He is not some can't-miss tight end prospect. He can be a very good tight end prospect. But to sit there and say he's going to come in immediately and dominate, I think that's...
Did somebody say Brock Bowers?
If you're taking a tight end, then you better make sure that he's a transcendent talent that's going to win you games. And quite frankly, Warren was not that. From the reports that I heard, he was never really in consideration with the 7th overall pick. So the Jets come away with the player that they have wanted for months. They fell in love with this kid very, very early on in the process. You can see why. He's an athletic freak. The tape screams Pro Bowl player. And when you pair him with Elijah Vera Tucker and Joe Tippmann and Olu Fashanu, this is a great offensive line. This is going to be a really good offensive line on paper.
The offensive line, at least how it's projected to look, I'd argue is the best offensive line the Jets 1 through 5 will put on a field since 2010, 2009, the last time this team had any sustained success. Fashanu, Simpson, Tippmann, AVT, Armand Membou, your left from right offensive line combination. I hope that they extend John Simpson. I'd get out in front of it. You get it done now, you'll save yourself some money, and then you feel secure that at the bare minimum, even if AVT goes out there and plays out his walk year, you at least have 4 of your 5 guys under contract for the foreseeable future. So I'd work on trying to get a Simpson extension done after the draft.
I'd work on getting them both done. I mean, think about it. These guys are all under 30 years old, and we've seen guards, particularly along the offensive line, be able to have longer careers than most just because of the nature of the position. You have the potential here to look at this offensive line for the next decade and say, we've got the best offensive line in football, and we're going to keep this core together moving forward. One of the reasons why the Buffalo Bills are so consistent every single year is because they haven't really made any differences, any changes to their offensive line in recent years. Philadelphia has had the same 4 of 5 starters for the last 5-6 years, and it's going to continue that way until 2027. When you have that consistency, that camaraderie, you are going to win a lot of football games because then you can start building outwards. Next year in free agency, you can start looking at wide receivers and tight ends and all those other different pieces. It starts with the offensive line, though. For the first time in years, you can really look and say, there is no real hole in this group.
Hit the like button if you're just tuning in. Comments, questions, super chats, cut the line. I want to remind everyone, I'm going live tonight for the entirety of the 2nd and 3rd round. I'll be joined by Dylan Terriman, who's a good friend to the show, an expert on the draft and the Jets. So he's going to be co-hosting with me later this evening, and we're going to be joined by Nick Faria and a bunch of our usual special guests breaking down the draft and what the Jets do with their 2nd and 3rd round selection. We will talk about some options for the Jets on day 2 in just a bit, but I also want to remind everyone out there that all weekend long, every super chat of $10 or more and every gifted membership is double the amount of entries in the Asmaniac raffle, which we will do Monday morning. And we're giving away a signed Joe Namath jersey, a signed Justin Fields helmet, a signed Aaron Glenn helmet, a signed Curtis Martin helmet, and a signed DeBrickashaw Ferguson helmet. So if you want in on the raffle, gift away, and it counts as double all weekend long to celebrate the NFL draft. Now, what I want to talk about is some audio that we heard from the press conference after the Membou pick. Aaron Glenn and Darren Muji, they both spoke. First, let's listen to Aaron Glenn, but he asked a couple questions, including one by the guy you see on your screen there, Nick Faria, about the decision to take Armand Membou.
Aaron, there's a lot of clips, highlights of him where he's blocking guys all the way downfield and around. Like, how fun is that to watch those clips?
Absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. Listen, our guys are seeing that too. That's watching this draft. And they see how he operates. Listen, we have some guys that operate like that too. So it's really our identity. That's what I said. It was an easy fit for us. It was an easy pick for us. And we're looking forward to this player to get here because I'm ready to coach that player. Because he is going to be one guy that we really can help get better from what he already is good at. So we're excited for that pick.
Aaron, you mentioned before, you mentioned Penny in your experiences in Detroit. Do you see any similarities there between the player that Sewell was, but also the player that Membou can be?
The mentality and the demeanor of the player is exactly the same. And that's what attracted me to that player first and foremost. And then you start seeing athletically how he moves. I mean, then that attracts you. And then when you get a chance to talk to the player and get to know exactly who he is as a person, then that attracts you also. So that was like a perfect storm on that guy being a Jet.
Your thoughts on the comparison to Penei Sewell? Great question that you asked Aaron Glenn last night, Nick. Your thoughts on his answer there?
I mean, it's dead on. Same overall pick just a few years later. Kind of same process as well. The Detroit Lions, right before they drafted Sewell, had a good offensive line. It wasn't bad. It was a solid offensive line. They had a foundation there. They didn't have anything else around them. Their defense stunk. They didn't have a receiver. And, of course, Dan Campbell coming in, he talks about culture. And what do they do with the 7th overall pick? They take Penei Sewell. They say, we're going to finish out the offensive line build with a great piece, and we're going to build this team around our offensive line. And there are very few teams that have been as successful as the Detroit Lions have over the last couple of seasons. You saw the path when they took Penei Sewell. The same thing. It's the same conversation with Aaron Glenn and the New York Jets. He was the defensive coordinator in Detroit when they made that pick. He sees that same process here. And you see the similarities, too, the athleticism, the toughness, the tenacity. People that I spoke to in the building, they were talking about just a mauler, a road grader, just an absolute physical specimen. When we talked to Membou last night, he even said, he's like, I'm a mauler. Run behind me. And I got goosebumps listening to that. So there's a lot. There should be excitement for this pick. Yes, the Jets need plenty of skill talent. They need another wide receiver. They need a starting tight end. None of that is being taken away here. But this is going to be a run-first team. They are going to be running the football more than they ever have in recent years. And when you have that, you need to make sure that every single spot on your offensive line is coming out with a road grader. And they have that for the first time in a decade. I mean, there's very little that I can look at and say, the Jets should have done this, this, and this. The board fell exactly as I expected it to going into 7. The teams were a little bit different with the Jacksonville trade. But by and large, the Jets came away with a great player at a position of major need.
Hit the like button if you're just tuning in. We're talking with Jets beat reporter Nick Faria, who was at the Jet facility last night. We're going to talk about day 2 coming up, but a couple things I want to hit on. A lot of rumblings of Breece Hall being available in a trade. I thought this was tremendous by Darren Muji last night, immediately shutting down the Breece Hall conversation when asked about it at the podium.
I haven't had any talks with any teams about Breece Hall.
So he'll be here.
Yeah, I haven't had any talks with any teams about Breece Hall. He's on the team.
Love it. Now, let me say this. If they end up trading Breece Hall, I will never believe anything Darren Muji tells me again. But assuming he's telling the truth, and I have no reason to not believe him, that is good that a team that just drafted a stud right tackle and has, in theory, one of the better offensive lines in the league wants to keep their really talented running back who has shown the ability at times to be one of the best in the league. I think it's smart to keep that guy and try and build on what you now have with this offensive line with a potential star at running back.
Makes sense, right? Hey, we've got a great offensive line. We're going to run the football. Let's keep the guy that was once 4th in the league in total yards from scrimmage. Listen, I think the Breece Hall conversation is only going to happen if they get a haul. And I mean a haul like a 2nd-round pick, maybe even a 3rd. And I don't see that happening. His stock is not that high this offseason. He's coming off a very poor year by his standards. 23 years old. He's had over 500 touches in the last 2 years combined. So there's very little reason to think that the Jets are going to be able to get anything of value for Breece Hall at this point. Now, I will say, if it comes to a point where Hall is dominating on the field in 2025, and they are, let's say, 3-6, 3-7, could I see a situation where they try to move Breece Hall for capital because they didn't want to pay him that kind of long-term, big-time cash money for a running back? I could see that happening. I really, really could, particularly if they are out of competition early on in the season. But that's a long way off. I don't see them making a move at all because I don't see another team going out and saying, we're going to give you a day 2 pick for Breece Hall right now, because he did not show day 2 talent last season. It's all about the value of a particular player, and Breece Hall does not have the value necessary for teams to make a big move for.
It just doesn't make any sense to trade the guy. He is a good player. I don't think he's been properly coached to this point. I think you look at how deep the running back class is, it's going to diminish his value. That, and he's a free agent after the year. I mean, it's just I'm right there with you.
Why give up a 6th-round pick for a guy that, maybe, and again, not saying that they're not going to move him, entirely. If they struggle and he plays really well, you ship him off, maybe you can get a 3rd-round pick. That would make a lot of sense, but it makes no sense to sit there and say, yeah, this is a deep running back class, so we're getting a 6th-round pick for a guy that can be an all-pro, Pro Bowl caliber player when he's playing at his best.
Hit the like button if you're just tuning in. We're talking with Nick Faria. If you have a question, super chat it in. Reminder, raffle weekend, every super chat, $10 or more, and every gifted membership is double. So if you've ever wanted a chance to win a prize in the raffle, this weekend is for you. Justin Fields helmet, Aaron Glenn helmet, Curtis Martin helmet, the Brickishaw Ferguson helmet, and the top prize, we added it yesterday, Joe Willie Namath signed jersey. So we're going all out this weekend for the NFL draft. Comments, questions, super chats, write them in. One other piece of audio I want to play. I thought Aaron Glenn handled the Aaron Rodgers question that you knew was going to come from someone about as well as you could. This was Aaron Glenn being asked by Brian Costello if he has any comment on what Rodgers said on the Pat McAfee show.
Do you have any response to what he said on the Pat McAfee show?
Absolutely. Membou's a really good player, and I'm so excited he's a Jet.
Well done. That is it. Like Muji said what he said. Glenn now responds the way you want him to respond. Don't get into a war of words with a Hall of Fame quarterback. It's over. You're moving forward. Right answer. Good job by Aaron Glenn there, not taking the bait from the media.
There's going to be people that criticize the question, but I will defend Costello here because it's
his job to ask the question.
You have to ask it. You have to just say, listen, I know it's been a couple weeks, but this is the first time we're speaking with you. Any thoughts on the overall comments? And like you said, Glenn handled it perfectly. It was, this is the team that we have. We're moving forward with the team. Shut the door. And that is exactly what they did. You could not ask for a better answer because it's case closed. He made it very clear. Aaron Rodgers isn't on the team anymore. It's not going to be, this will not be this is what Aaron Rodgers said here. We're going to move forward and we're going to have to talk about it. He's not on the team. I'm talking about players that are on the team.
T-Town Jet is the first as Maniac to gift a membership today. Thank you, T-Town. T-Town's membership was gifted to listener D. Odin. So, T-Town, you are in the raffle for 2. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get to a couple super chats here before we talk about some options on night 2 for the New York Jets. Sharon says, trade next 3 picks to the Colts for Tyler Warren. Warren's Warrior Unite. The Tyler Warren dream, Sharon, is dead. It is over. It is not going to happen. Now, doesn't mean the Jets can't take a tight end pretty early here tonight. They might, depending on who they like. But the Warren Warriors, unfortunately, you're going to have to take the L. It's not happening. The Membou Maniacs are the ones who come out victorious on night 1.
It's a great time. I was one of them. And Antoine Staley and I were sitting there in the little press room, and I'm sitting there, and I'm like, I really don't get why everyone's so excited about the tight end. You need the offensive line. And he goes, Nick, you and I see the same thing. If you want to win a championship, you got to do the copy-paste of the previous champion. Philadelphia built an offensive line of top players. And guess what? It worked out perfectly for them. Do it again. Do that exact same thing, and you're going to have a chance to be successful.
comments, questions, super chats. A couple comments I want to acknowledge here. Shout out to Cynthia, who came to the event last night. She says, I'm only here for a few minutes because of work, but salute to all the Asmaniacs. It was a pleasure to meet a lot of you. Anthony was at the event last night with Roseanne, who came. So we had the father-daughter combination. Hey, Jake, thanks for throwing the draft party. We had a great time. Anthony, great to meet you, man. Love your passion for the Jets. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Josh B., shout out to the company. He says, was a blast. Josh, I will rock your hat you gave me on the show at some point here. Appreciate you. We got a comment here from Jeff who says, good meeting so many of you last night. Thank you, Jeff. Super chat from Mark, who is in the raffle now for 4 of $10 or more. Hey, Jake, thanks for rescuing the signed Garrett Wilson photo for me from your dad last night. My wife and I will definitely be back next year. Go Jets. A very funny moment. We did a raffle, and we gave away like 17 prizes, right? One of the prizes was a signed Garrett Wilson photo. My dad won it, and I was like, it's not a good look if my dad wins it. So half the crowd was like, just give it to him. The other crowd was like, no, boo, rigged. I'm like, Dad, I can't do it. So Mark then won the redraw, and I was able to track down the photo and give him the signed Garrett Wilson photo. But it all worked out.
Justice for your father. What the hell is that?
I know. I get it. I'm like, Dad, it's okay. And he's like, I was just going to give it to your brother anyway. I'm like, that's what I figured. I'm like, I've given enough stuff to my brother. I got my brother a surprise him with an Aaron Glenn jersey last night. So
I mean, that's fantastic.
It all worked out. Mark, I'm glad you got it. Nice to meet you and your wife. Thank you again for coming out. All Sports Carlos writes in, okay, we see you at Babyface Nick Faria, roadie legend.
Listen, you got interviews. You're at the pinnacle of trying to make sure you look good, feel good, play good. So you got to shave once in a while.
Sir Brooks says, I want Burden. Could use him to help Fields. Look, Luther Burden is a name we could certainly talk about right now. He's one of the top receivers that is on the board today. I really want Higgins from Iowa State. He's there. He's among my best available. But as we start to talk about the night 2 for the Jets here, Nick, your thoughts on Luther Burden as an option at receiver?
There's a lot of good players still available. Shadur Sanders falling out, Jalen Milroe falling out. That's going to be huge for the Jets. Absolutely huge. Because you think about it, okay, if there are 3 quarterbacks taken in the top 10 of the second round, all right, so that's what you don't have to worry about. You're pushing someone off. Then you have to look. Nick Emanuwari, still available. He's probably going to go. Will Johnson, his knee injury, obviously concerned, but he's a top 10 player when healthy. He's going to probably go in the top 10. That's already 5 picks. You add in Mason Taylor. You add in Elijah Arroyo, Burden. We talk about the Iowa State kids. All these other positions that you could be thinking about. Look at the tackles. You're looking at a situation here where the Jets are going to come away with a very difficult decision. Burden as a receiver, potentially Taylor as a tight end, or if Johnson or Emanuwari or an edge rusher like Ezraku from Boston College, if they're available, what do the Jets do? Because you can still get quality players in the 3rd round. You can get a starting caliber player right now with the way this board is falling. If Ezraku is available, they could absolutely take him because they need another edge rusher. If they feel like they're in love with Luther Burden, he's another guy. If Emanuwari, I thought Emanuwari was going to go in the top 20. He ends up falling out of the 1st round. I mean, we look at the situation here. I believe that the Jets are going to take Mason Taylor. I still think the tight end position is more important with Justin Fields as quarterback than a second wide receiver. It's just the way that he operates. He likes having a number 1 receiver, and he likes having the security blanket of the tight end. You're not really worrying so much about the wide receiver, too, because he's not targeted enough. They don't target that position enough. Outside of that, though, you can probably get a guy like Fannin in the 3rd round. You could probably get another quality tight end like Gunnar Helm in the 3rd round. If Ezraku or Emanuwari falls to the Jets in the 2nd round at 42, you're going to have a very difficult decision to make. And it's a great decision to have because you could essentially look and say, we're going to take Membou, Emanuwari, and Gunnar Helm and have 3 starters within the first 3 round picks. Not saying that's going to happen. Obviously, things can change drastically. But where the Jets are situated right now in the draft at pick 42, you have to be thrilled as a fan of the team because they're going to come away with a starter.
Yeah, to me, there's options at receiver. There's options at tight end. I'd prefer a weapon. I also got to acknowledge there's some really good edge rushers still available. There's some really good safeties. Like I'm not pro safety in round 1, but the value on the Imawari guy, whose name I'm going to struggle with immensely if the Jets take him, but I know he's a first-round talent. He's there at 42. Yeah.
He has the upside to be an all-pro. He really does. I mean, people were saying, like, Malachi Starks was the better player, but Imawari has the higher ceiling. And if you pair him in a defense like that, you bring in Cisco and you bring in Tony Adams, that safety room looks completely different than over the last couple of years. That potential is there to be an elite group. Again, I'm not saying that's going to be the pick, but it certainly changes the conversation right now.
They got options, no doubt about it. Let me skip ahead here and acknowledge some people making it rain. Thomas Roseman gifted 5 memberships for today and tomorrow. These are double the fun, baby. Bang! Here we go. 5 names to read off, courtesy of our guy, Thomas Roseman. 18 NJ, Chris Haven, Leo's Dogs, Victor DiLeonardo, and Chris, all receiving channel memberships. Keep it coming, people. Thank you all for your incredible support this weekend. Coach James Rodriguez is in the Asmaniac raffle. For 20, he gifted 10 channel memberships.
We're the freaking New York Jets, so we're built for this shit.
Here we go. 10 names. Donovan E., Mark Freeland, Joseph, Cyril Raucha, Anthony Moore, Lake Placid 44, Dad Custom Shop, Nick, Kevin, Lubecki, Gogmog, and Chad Miner, all receiving a channel membership there, courtesy of Coach James, who once again is double the fun. This one is from Nick Shine, who says, wait, you're home. I'm still at Clinton Hall. Bonesy's speech hasn't ended yet, so let me lift the curtain on this. We presented Mr. Bonesy with the best of the best trophy for winning Asmaniac Madness, and got a huge ovation when he got up there and we handed him the trophy. And I gave him the mic thinking he'd say a couple words. His speech is still probably going on right now. I mean, oh my God. Good Lord, Bonesy. We love you. That was the longest speech ever. That was like the Gettysburg Address.
Ricky, if he had won, that speech would have been 5 minutes. Thank you. Goodbye. That's what I love about him the most.
If you were there, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But we love you, Bonesy. And by the way, Bones, I realized I forgot to give you your signed Sauce Gardner jersey for winning the bracket pool for Asmaniac Madness. So next time I see you, or maybe I'll just stop by Alden's and give it to you in person this week. Shout out to Mimosa. Last night was epic, Jake. So great meeting everyone in person. Go Jets. Mimosa, you were one of the stars of the night. I'm so glad you made it out. And it was awesome seeing you and seeing all the 5%ers who were in the house last night. We had a great turnout of our female demographic on this YouTube channel, all in person. So Mimosa, thank you. And you are in the raffle with a boosted double the fun here. So normally it'd be 10. This is a 20 spot of memberships. Give it up for Mimosa. PBM in the house. He was there last night. Any thoughts on Peter Schrager? I'm guessing that's who Peter S. is. From ESPN saying Membou's a combine warrior and won't be good. Either way, do you see the Jets getting a DT to stop the run? That doesn't sound like something Schrager would say, by the way.
No, and he also clarified his comments afterwards, because it did sound bad when it was on it, but he also said he was completely joking. The Jets got a great pick with Membou. So I want to clarify, this was not a case of him trying to trash the Jets, saying they reached. He was clearly joking on this show yesterday, and he made it very clear today on Twitter.
Yeah, interesting. I don't know. I'm someone that believes that Membou was a really good pick. Like, there's plenty of people I respect that have him as the best offensive lineman in the class.
And they kind of broke it down. I'm going to have a piece coming out later today, probably right before round 2, which they kind of broke it down where people were like, well, it seemed like he rose so quickly immediately after the combine. And that was never the case. The big reason why people were sort of questionable on Membou was because no one understood, no one knew if he was going to come out or not. There was a chance that he would return to Missouri for his final season with the team. And that's where that speculation was. Darren Muji had a great answer about it, just sort of breaking down the whole conversation. He was on his radar when he was an assistant with the Denver Broncos before he got the Jets job. So this is clearly a player that was always going to be gone highly in this upcoming draft. The question was if he was coming out this year or next year. That was all really the concern that was going to be. This is a plug-and-play starter day one.
Comments, questions, super chats, cut the line. How about this from Rick Kent? He is in the Asmaniac raffle, baby. And shout out to Rick Kent. He was at a baseball game last night, an Angels game, with Craig and Luke from Australia and Addison, and they were rocking Jets jerseys at a random Angels game last night. Love the passion, and I hope you guys had a tremendous time. Rick's 5 memberships went to the following listener. To hear your name called, you thank the Rick Kent, Jason S. Jets, Uniki IT2, Anthony I, Boss Bentley, all receiving a channel membership there from the Rick Kent. Let's keep going with your super chats here. Jay Quest writes in, great time last night. Biggest takeaways, Asmaniacs equals family. Kyle Clifton is a left tackle. Matthew Smith is actually not a D-bag. I'll tell you what, Kyle Clifton, one of the real stars of the evening, he does in fact look like a true left tackle. And it was funny, Kyle Clifton's friends that he brought, I guess they didn't realize how big of a member of the community he is. So I think they were blown away with his stardom and people asking for pictures and autographs and all that. I mean, it was quite the scene. And Matthew Smith, I thought he'd be like this scrawny little like douche. Actually not. Big dude, super nice, not the troll I thought he would be in person. So how about that?
Way to go, Matt.
Ricky NY is in the raffle for 2 with this gifted membership. And Ricky's membership went to, let's see which listener got it. It went to listener Scott V. So you thank Scott V for, you thank Ricky, Scott, for giving you your channel membership. Comments, questions, super chats. We'll cut the line. My priority tonight is definitely weapons. I want to get more into that with you in a moment here, Nick. This one is from Jorge, who says, Josino once again with fake Jet news on Breece. I don't know if it's fake. I just think you never know sometimes where these things come from. But that all being said, I'm glad the Jets shut it down. I'm glad Darren Muji said what he said. Breece Hall should be on the 2025 Jets, period.
And again, a reminder, reporters kind of protect themselves in a way where she didn't say that Breece Hall was on the trade block and he was going to be traded. It was essentially fielding interest is a lot different than anything else. Now, Muji clarified that he hasn't spoken to any team about that, whichever way you want to call it. But anytime a team picks up the phone, if the Dallas Cowboys called the Jets and said, hey, what do you want for Breece Hall? And the conversation goes nowhere. Well, reporters could say, well, the Jets have taken calls about trading Breece Hall, because that would technically be true, but that doesn't mean it's actually going to happen. So as of right now, Darren Muji with the clear example, clear answer on that. He's not being moved, and it doesn't look like they're anywhere close to getting a deal done for Breece Hall going to another team.
John checks in with an Asmaniac super chat. Good to hear from you, John. They are trying to build an identity through the trenches. Would have liked Bowers or Warren, but if the O-line can be a strength on this team, I'm for it.
What's the strength? The strength of, you take a look at it, Philadelphia, Kansas City, Buffalo, the 49ers when they were elite a couple of years ago. What was their main strength? It was in the trenches, both offensive and defensive lines. If you solidify both the O-line and D-line, chances are you're going to win at minimum 7-8 games. At minimum. You get above average players around those pieces, and you're going to win 10-11 games. You get a great quarterback, you're going to win 13-14 games. So it starts with the offensive line. It starts with the defensive line. You develop your way through the trenches, and you are going to be a very, very good team moving forward. Now, this doesn't mean the Jets are going to magically win 10 games next year. They have a lot of holes on their roster. But I think they're going to be a lot better than people are actually expecting, because this O-line has the potential to be really freaking good.
Jay Graves says, so much fun last night. You throw great events. Jay Graves, you always come to all the events, and I truly appreciate that. So great to see you, Genergy, Mimosa, Peg from Peg and Artie, of course, was there. I'm just trying to think of the 4%ers who made it. 5%ers now, babe. We're rounding up now that we got that 4.5% female demo, Nick. There were so many. I don't want to forget anyone, but we took a group photo, which I'll show on the show at some point. Once again, if you're on my Discord, post all your photos from the night so everyone who has FOMO can get a chance to see some of that. Once I get the photos back from the professional photographer, our guy Fred, who was there taking some pictures, I will share that on Patreon in the photo album for everyone to see and enjoy. We got some great photos of Fireman Ed and everyone who took pictures with him and me and the crowd. It was just an awesome night. Double R writes in, off topic, I think it was messed up the way AG treated AR. He's worried AR would have too much clout, ? Maybe disappointed to be a Jet fan. Look, time will tell if they made the right decision or not. But I think as far as how Glenn handled it last night when that question was asked, it's the right approach. And now we'll see, how they build this football team. Because ultimately, even if you're someone like me who wanted Rodgers back, we're talking about 1 year. So they made the decision to move on. They're going with Fields. They're building up the team. and having an identity of being a team that can run the ball, which plays into what Fields does really well. And we'll see if it works. But at the end of the day, like, as much as we all love Aaron Glenn now, he's got to win games, and he has every right to build the team the way he wants to build it. But now he's got to get it done. Like it's go time. Like, that was the first big decision last night in the draft. Now let's see what they do on night 2 to supplement the rest of the roster.
I'm going to clue everyone in on something. Armand Membou may not work out. Like, it may not. We don't know. Like, he could have a great rookie season and then struggle the rest of the way. We got to remember, Mekhi Becton had a great rookie season with the New York Jets. He was really good. He was on the old rookie team. People were looking at him like, oh my God, Andrew Thomas of the New York Giants was taken ahead of him. The Giants completely whiffed on this pick. Well, that's not always the case now. Andrew Thomas is an all-pro caliber player, and Becton's now playing a guard for his third different team. We have to be patient with these players. You have to be patient with these picks. And I'm excited here because I feel that Membou is the right player for this team moving forward. But it's unfair to crown anyone that this is the greatest pick of all time or anything like that. Things change. Things happen. And it's always, you have to be grounded. You have to be grounded in that assessment. Yes, this is a great pick for the Jets right now. It solidifies the offensive line. It does exactly what you need to do moving forward. Does that mean all their problems are solved? Absolutely not. Does that mean that everything's going to be fixed immediately? Absolutely not. They have a lot of work to do. I mean, this team lost a lot of talent over the last year. And a lot of it has to do with Joe Douglas essentially gutting the pass rush and not doing a good enough job at receiver and not figuring out the quarterback position. Whether it was right or wrong to bring in Aaron Rodgers is irrelevant. They don't have the long-term quarterback answer. They hope to have one, but we're not going to make the assessment that this is what's going to happen right now. Way too early in the process. Have a level head, be excited about a player like this, every reason to be excited, but then move forward and understand, okay, what are the next needs we need to figure out? Is it edge rusher? Is it receiver? Is it tight end? There's going to be a lot of movement for the Jets over the next couple of days, both during and after the draft, to improve this team.
Steven checks in. Jake, sorry I missed last night. Watched everything. It looked epic. As Maniacs are the best, and you have everything to do with it. Thanks for that. Well, thank you, Steven. Sorry you couldn't make it, but, I mean, once again, I said this to someone last night. These shows would be 20 minutes long if it was just me coming on and talking about whatever Jet news of the day there was. The show is you guys, the community, that makes this what it is. So events like that just, further prove that. So, again, thank you to everyone who made it and everyone who tried to be there and couldn't. Don't worry. There'll be plenty more events. And as this channel continues to grow, I want to do more and more live stuff because that was an absolute blast last night. PBM says, answer my defensive tackle question. That's where we're going to replicate the Eagles, or is it time for a weapon? What would you do? I do think a DT is in play at 42. It's not what I would do because I believe there's so much depth at that position. I'd rather wait till the 4th round on. But
Deion Walker, baby.
If they love a player, they might just take it. They just might take like a DT. Like if they like the guy from was it Ole Miss that Leger Douzable mocked to the Jets? Like I forget the guy's name, but like DTs are in play starting at pick 42. I just hope they lean weapon tonight. I want the first 3 picks in this draft to be offensive players.
Would make a lot of sense because you need offense. You desperately need offense moving forward.
Party with Peg and Artie, who were in the house last night. Yeah, hell of an event last night. Peg and I thank everyone for making this trip so awesome. Back to Florida we go. I want to shout out Peg because she gifted me incredible Jets coasters that I don't have in front of me right now, but I'll show them off on the show at some point. Such a nice gift from Peg, and it was great to meet both Peg and Artie in person. They came in from Florida, Nick, to be at this event last night, which was just incredible. They're in the raffle here for 10 with this $20 super chat. Everything is double through the end of the draft tomorrow afternoon. Brian Rapp is in the raffle for 10. He gifted 5 channel memberships, baby. If you hear your name called, you thank Brian for being the reason why you got yourself some memberships here. Golden Slums media page, Jazz, I Get, Tune, and Christopher Leon all receiving channel membership. Speak of the devil, Peg and Artie paying it forward. They gifted 5 channel memberships. Nick, cover your ears. We're sounding the alarm. Patrick Arucho Sr. Allen has gonorrhea and it smells. Francisco F. Jeff the Jet. Meisterwerder. All receiving a channel membership there from Party with Peg and Artie. Connor Long in the house. Such a fun time last night, Jake. Connor, you crushed it, man. I'm glad that you were there with Jack and Chris. It was nice to meet your guys' parents as well, who were in the house. We had a kids table last night for the next gen Jet content creators. We served Lunchables, Nick. We had some juice boxes. I mean, it was a tremendous showing by them.
Fantastic.
Oh, man. Comments, questions, super chats. Cut the line. Snowball says, epic event, epic as maniacs, epic prizes. Love to all. Thank you for coming out, Snowball. Snowball crushed it, too. He had the old school, like 1996 New York Jets Wayne Corbett jersey, which, like, tough to beat that. That's one of the best jerseys that you could have, I'd say.
Jake, I gotta duck out for a little bit. Wife's trying to get in touch with me. Sorry, really quick.
Hey, no worries. If you want to call back when you get that situated and do some calls with us, feel free, Nick. I'll talk to you soon.
Appreciate it. Sorry about that.
Yeah, you're good. Nick Faria with us here. Comments, questions, super chats. We'll cut the line. I will make sure that we get to a bunch of your calls here. But once again, I want to play for you guys what I thought was the best view in the house at the draft party for those of you who could not make it. Yeah, baby. Thank you again to everyone who made it out there. All right. Let me see what we got here. Then I want to pull up Dylan's tweet here. Dylan's going to be joining us tonight. He'll be my co-host on our Night 2 stream. So watch the draft with us. Grab a cocktail. Grab a beer. As you sit in front of your TV, put your laptop up, your computer up, your iPad, whatever, and we'll watch the Jets in real time make their picks in round 2 and round 3. It's always one of the more fun shows of the year. Dylan lists the following receivers. Here are the ones I personally like. All of them. Seriously. I think Jack Besh is really good. I like Luther Burden. I like Jaden Higgins a lot because I think he's a great compliment to Garrett Wilson with the size. He's like 6'4". I don't know a ton about Alec Aomanor or Manor. I don't know how you even say his name. So I'll ask Dylan more about him. As far as the tight ends, Mason Taylor has been mocked to the Jets a lot, just like Membou was, so he could be the pick at 42 if they think he's the best tight end. And Elijah Arroyo, look, he's had some injury problems, but he's a freak athlete. I'd feel better about him at 73 than I would 42, but I don't hate that pick necessarily either, so we'll see. Weave the Dweeb says, would have been happier with Warren, but hey, we should hopefully have the trenches for the future, but agree, please weapon for pick 42. Well, here's what I've said for a while, right? So much of what I believed happens at 7 impacts at 42. I feel like if they just take a safety or a defensive tackle, even if there's great value there, I don't love it because then where are we getting our weapons from? Unless you tell me they're trading for like Mark Andrews or Dallas Goedert for a year. Then like, okay, like maybe there's some rationale to doing something like that. But, you know, for where I believe the Jets are at right now in this, not rebuild, but like a retool, so to speak, I think these picks tonight need to be on offense. I think we have enough on defense between our coaching and the existing talent to be a way better unit. A way better unit. And I'm not saying you ignore defense completely, but you know what? You need defensive tackle depth, great. There's like 20 players that have like draftable grades in the 4th round or lower. They're not all going to go tonight. There's going to be guys there for the Jets on day 3. So I wait. And I am, once again, I am very curious what the Jets would have done if, say, Mason Graham was there at 7. Would they have taken him over Membou? Now, the way they've talked about Membou, I don't know. But they probably really liked Mason Graham, too. They brought him in for a visit. They met with him at the Combine. They took him out to dinner the night before the pro day he did. So, to me, he was like the only defensive player that I felt like was deserving of being in play at 7. At 42 tonight, it opens it up for a lot more players. But I think this is a Jets team that desperately needs to continue to address the offense. I have no problem with the Membou pick, but now I think day 2 tonight should be about playmakers. So let's get a weapon at 42 for sure. I'm with you. To your calls we go, ladies and gentlemen. Jay Grow will start us off. He's a man of his word. He came all the way from South Jersey to be at the event last night. What's up, Jay Grow?
How do I get to be up first? To what do I owe this pleasure? That's amazing. Thank you. I had an amazing time last night meeting so many of the As Maniacs. It was definitely worth the trip. I'm real appreciative of having the day off today. That's for sure, though.
Hey,
Definitely went a little hard last night, for sure.
We did.
So it was great meeting you. It was great meeting all the Asmaniacs. It was great meeting Fireman Ed. You throw a heck of a party. As far as today, I mean, I think it's got to be either Taylor or Higgins. The only wild card I would throw in there is, you know, if they're going to do something crazy, like make a trade for a Dallas Goedert or an Olave, then all of a sudden it opens up the board for other things like call me crazy. But if they were to make a trade, at what point do you start looking at Milroe? Because if you look at that quarterback room, if you had him in that room with the two guys we have now, it feels like a lot of synergy with guys that can, you know, that can run and throw the ball, and he could learn a lot from both of those guys. Just a thought. Curious what you think.
I think that there is a possibility that they might love one of these quarterbacks and they take one. My standpoint has been, I really don't want them to take a quarterback till day 3. Now, if they take one, you feel better about it being on, you know, day 2 than reaching at 7 or trading back into round 1 for one. But I just think they should roll with Fields for the year and not address quarterback until the 3rd day if there's someone they like there. I would just wait. Now, Milroe to me might be an exception in their eyes because physically, like, he's probably the most talented quarterback in the draft. He's just very raw. So if they believe they could coach him up and he doesn't have to play, then all right, maybe there's a path to it. But I would hold out on Milroe. I would just wait till day 3. And if you want to take someone there, fine.
I agree. Like, but I said the only wild card is if they somehow made a trade for that playmaker first. Now, you know, you haven't heard the rumblings about Olave in a long time. The Goddard ones are still out there, but yeah, I'm with you. I'd rather go at this point. I'd rather go Taylor or Higgins and call it a day. But if for some reason they make that crazy trade, and I'm not rolling that out, then I say a guy like Milroe might be in play.
Yeah, I think he's definitely in play in that sort of scenario. But I don't know if they're going to make that trade for like Goddard or make that trade for Mark Andrews like in the middle of this draft. That could be like a post-draft type thing too, or day 3 type thing.
Yep. I'm just excited to see what they do. And yeah, weird twist of irony. I ordered the Aaron Glenn jersey literally like the day after they named him head coach. Guess what showed up in the mail this morning, day after the draft?
Yeah. No way. It finally showed up now?
Yeah. Took a little time to get here, but well worth it in the end. Well, we're gonna wash that first. It came from China, so you know.
Oh, I know all about that. Jagro, you're the man. I'm glad you made the trip. I hope you had a safe train ride back to South Jersey. It was great to meet you in person, man. Hopefully you had a good time with everyone.
Definitely. Be well. Have a great second night of the draft.
Ladies and gentlemen, Jagro checking in. I mean, we had people come from all over, including Finland. Shout out to Australia Jets fan who was a man of his word. He came all the way from Finland, and if you saw the show yesterday, he was wearing a Zach Wilson jersey, and I said, that's disgraceful. They won't let you through customs if you wear that. So I surprised him with a Justin Fields jersey. It's the least I could do for the guy coming all the way from Finland for this trip. So now Australia Jet fan is not coming back to Finland empty-handed here. So shout out to him. Also, I wanted to show the photo of the kids' table that we had last night. I'm just scrolling through the Discord here, trying to find some of the photos from the night, but we have so many pictures in here I can't even find it, but I will work on that. Here we go. You guys are gonna love this. If you want to see all the pictures from the night, please join my Patreon. It's a great way to support the show, and then you obviously will get access to our Discord, which is one of the perks of the membership. This is the photo from the kids table last night. We had Jet fans from all over and of all ages, baby. Shout out to the Next Gen Jets. They were awesome. Comments, questions, super chats. They cut the line. I'll leave the photo up a little longer while I decide where I'm going to next. Mark says, great time last night. Got to meet so many Asmaniacs. It was awesome to meet and talk with the Mr. Asman and the younger Asman at the end of the night. That's right, Mark. You met my brother Zach, and Steve Asman was in fact there. All right, let's get to some of your calls here. Let's say hello on the Gusbuster hotline to one of the all-time greats. And last night, many people met him in person for the very first time.
the most. How are you?
Mr. Clifton, how we feeling?
Not so great.
But same.
At my age, you don't put the stout away the way you used to. Let's just leave it at that. Yeah, I mean, great time. Those kids that were just pictured, I was afraid they were coming after me for my wallet, but they ended up being very nice. And we all had a great time. The guys that I brought, one of them ended up winning something, the Aaron Glenn signed jersey.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, and I think he had one of those when we were going to the games 20 years ago. So I'm looking forward to tonight. Maybe I'll set up with the kids and we'll watch rounds 2 and 3 while we live stream you. Maybe get a little takeout. To me, I thought that Ricky New York had a pretty good point on Boy Green this morning about the type of player that we're looking for on the D line. And I think he's correct. I don't think that the guys that are kind of slotted or ranked or by most of the analysts really fit what Glenn wants to do. They're a little bit lighter DTs. I think we're looking for a heavier guy like Alfred Collins, who might be like a next round guy, third round guy. I think that it might come down to edge because there are a bunch of guys that are available. Some guys that probably shouldn't be there right now. When you look at Green, Nezaraku, even like a Landon Jackson, who's a huge guy. I'm hopeful that one of the weapons will be there and that we have a good opinion of them. But that's the whole thing. That's going to really determine, if we're getting our bang for the buck with this Membou pick. And I think Membou is a good pick. I think it's a good marriage of value to need. But I'm also hopeful that we'll be able to get something that can be a game changer as a weapon, because it's really terrible what we have right now. Like, besides Garrett and Breece and the quarterback, it's not anything that's going to strike the fear into the heart of a defense. And we need at least one more guy, and we need some depth too. I think that this is a good draft to get some depth at the tight end position and on the D line. So let's get at it tonight, and hopefully I'll be in a better state by the time day 2 rolls around this evening.
What's the takeout order, Kyle Clifton? What are we ordering as we watch night 2?
Well, I think we might go some Tex-Mex. My kids are kind of meat and potatoes, so I might get a burger in that order for my son. But the way things are going right now, there won't be any cooking going on for me. I'll tell you that much.
Love it. Kyle, enjoy the draft tonight. We'll talk to you tonight.
We'll talk to you later, guys. Bye.
Love it. Kyle Clifton, check it in. More of your calls coming up. Comments, questions, super chats. They cut the line. Let's give a huge shout out to David Atkins, who gifted not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, but 5 channel memberships.
Show me the money.
Show me the money!
Money.
There you go. Incredible. Thank you to David. I was trying to find some of the pictures that David posted in the Discord, but it is all over the place. But David was there last night. I think he came in from Carolina too, which is just awesome. So thank you to David. And the following 5 people are now channel members, and David with the boosted double for memberships and super chats this weekend through the end of the draft. He is officially in for 10. Let's see who got these here. Hold on. YouTube, please load. All right, here we go. The following 5 people from David: Thomas Cobell, Jamesy123, William Hance, Jets Family, and Tom Bongiovi, all receiving a channel membership there from David Atkins. All right, more of your calls right now. Let's see what you guys are thinking, and let's say hello to one of the all-time greats, a man who helped make this thing happen last night. Nick Shine is on the line. Hello, Nick.
What's up, buddy? Good morning.
Are you at the Shore House already? I know you guys are doing a big weekend.
Already.
Nice.
We didn't get here till like 5:10 in the morning. Me and Nob.
Did you go last night after the event?
We did.
Oh, wow.
I brought Gorman home. We hit the road. We stopped at Caesars in Atlantic City, won a couple hundred playing blackjack, and we didn't get to the house in Ocean City till like 5 a.m. But
That's
we're
unreal.
here.
How was the blackjack?
Good. I walked away with like 315. So nice little pit stop on the way down. Quick hit, get out.
Hell yeah.
So great job again last night, man. It was fun. Bonesy's speech is still going on, and I heard there's a director's cut because he's saying in the chat that there's jokes that he didn't even get to, and I told him, like, if you have to, you can call me later and just tell me them to get them off your chest. Yeah, some of the highlights. Mimosa was talking to someone, and she's talking with her hands, and I'm trying to walk by. I get punched in the face by her, like incidentally. Connor Long with the line of the night. Connor gets there with his dad, and he's out front, and I'm talking to him and saying hello, and I was like, "How's baseball going?" He goes, "It's all right. Threw a no-hitter yesterday." I'm like, "Oh, that's all right. It's just going okay. I threw a no-hitter." So
Connor threw a no-hitter yesterday?
Yeah, I guess Wednesday. He throws the no-hitter, and I was like, "How's it going?" He's like, "It's all right. Threw a no-hitter yesterday." Like, it was no big deal. You know what I mean? Just regular day in the life of Connor. So shout out to him. So to the Jets. It's either going to be a D tackle or a tight end today, and I'll tell you why. Aaron Glenn said, as I'm driving down last night, I'm listening to everything catching up as Knob is sleeping and snoring like a dump truck next to me in the car. And Aaron Glenn said, word for word, we're going to build this thing from the inside out, Jake. So to me, that says we're going to build the interior. The tight end's going to be a part of that interior, and then we'll work our way to the perimeter. Because if you're going to run the ball, you got to have your tight end in there blocking too. We know Ruckert's a good blocker. You want to have a tight end, a weapon who can get up the seam and then be a threat when you hit the play action. Or you're going to go get that massive D tackle that I'm dying for to put next to Quinnen and really open up the blitzing linebackers and Will off the edge. And you can really get creative if you get one of those big bodies, whether it's Collins from Texas or you wait and you go Deion Walker. But I wouldn't be surprised if today's picks are tight end, D tackle, because everything they said they want to do, they're doing. And they want to get nasty in the trenches, and those two guys will do it. So
Do you
that's
think,
my thought.
well, let me ask you this. Do you think by the time the Jets are on the clock at pick 42, Bonesy's speech will be over?
The 2025 speech, like the 2025 draft, will it still be going? Like, he was like Don Rickles up there, man. You just gave him the mic, and you needed to physically remove the mic from his hand. We could have had so many more events and so many more things to do if he stopped talking. But shout out to him. He's the champ. The champ was there. We had to praise the champ, and he deserves it, man. That was a lot of fun yesterday.
He's the champ. He really is. And just a great turnout. And once again, I just want to thank you in particular. I mean, I've worked with a lot of radio producers in my career, and your ability last night in real time to help me produce the show, grabbing different Asmaniacs, getting Fire Red Head up on the perch where we were doing the show from, and just keeping everything moving so we could get as many people on in the hour we were live, was just awesome, man. So thank you again for that and getting there early and helping me set up and deal with the madness during the raffle prizes. So couldn't have done it without you last night, man. Thank you again.
My pleasure, man. And for me, like, listen, I'm still a small content creator, right? Like, I don't have the production that you have and the travel kit. It was cool for me as a content creator to watch the process come to life for you as you go remote and as you do everything. I know Nate is probably saying stop glazing right now. Nate, shut up. Go crash your bike again. Yep, knew it. There we go. Hi, Nate. Miss you, buddy.
That was good last night. Well done, Nick.
Thanks, pal. Yeah, but it was fun to see the process come together and how you make it come to life on air. So from the content side, that was fun. From a friend side, it was great to just help you out to make sure your event ran smoothly. And as a sober guy, it was great to stay busy in a bar environment instead of just sitting there, So to me, you don't know how much you helped me yesterday by allowing me to do that. So I'm not just sitting there in a bar for hours,
100%, man. Yeah, it was It was an awesome night, man. I'm glad. I'm glad it happened and it went as well as I thought possibly could go. Plus, the Jets took a player that I think the vast majority of the fan base approved of. So no one left with a bad taste in their mouth, like I've done many times where I do these events for games, and then the best part of the week is everything that happens before the actual game, which hopefully starts to change under Aaron Glenn this year.
Yeah, and last night in my Discord, Rick Ken and others were asking, how was the crowd reaction? Because we all know Jets fans are very over-opinionated, overreactive. I said to him, I didn't see one person slam their fist, throw their hands in the air, roll their eyes. Like I said yesterday, it's not the sexy pick, but hard work isn't sexy, but hard work pays off, right? So it's the right pick, with something that we've had problems with. And you look at the NFL, with the size and the speed of defensive linemen, if you can't control the trenches, you don't have a chance. There's been times we've gone into games and the first drive, we're like, we can't block these guys. It's going to be ugly. And then someone like the Patriots has 50 on us because we just couldn't do anything in the trenches and they had their will with us, right? So you build it there. And it allows everybody else. When you got a great D-line, it allows your secondary to cover for less. It allows your linebackers, you can be more free with them. You can send your safeties. There's just a domino effect of positivity when you control the trenches on each side of the ball. So get great there, bring all the weapons in later, and you got a chance in every game. Because when you can knock people on their ass and be dominant up front, who knows when a guy can break a run? Who knows when a guy now like Sauce can jump around, knowing that the D-line will be able to get home again. So it's not sexy, but it's what was needed last night.
Now, Nick, before you go, I'm going to put an image up on the screen that everyone should know is not possible without Nick Shine being the official chaperone to Charles Eugene M. Gorman last night. This was one of the great moments, I would say, in the history of Charles Gorman's life. Him meeting Fireman Ed for the first time last night.
Hold on, I'm running to the back of the condo here. Let me do the big reveal. I do still have it with me. It has been safeguarded. Wake up, you bum. He's still snoring away in there. Ladies and gentlemen, for the first time ever, to the public, the chicken soup recipe. It did get a little bent in the book bag. I apologize. But ladies and gentlemen, we have the chicken soup recipe. And it is not just one. As promised, we have 2 full pages of recipe.
Wow. The details are incredible. What a recipe.
Old school. Written in script. Old school stuff here from Mrs. G.
That's unbelievable. Wow.
Yeah, it was great. She gave me all the info. Saw her yesterday. And he had a good time. He was very grateful for everybody. Charles had a blast. And I was happy for him. He had a blast. So a quick Charles story. The big fella gave him one of those pop emojis toys that come in, the little box. And I think it was like a half Superman, half Batman character, if I'm not mistaken. But Charles had Fireman Ed sign the top of it. I go, Charles, who signed this? And he goes, that's Fireman Ed. So Fireman Ed probably signed his first pop emoji last night.
I love it. There's a great photo. Here it is. Jay Quest put it in the Discord, and I'm gonna pull it up on the screen here. It's of Charles meeting the man who helped save him from being catfished and being in an even worse financial situation than what could have been. This was what we call a true meeting of the minds yesterday at the event. Look at this.
Nice.
Look at this. Look at the happiness between Charles and PBM.
That's great. Yeah, Charles was very excited to meet him. He asked me a couple times, Purple Belt Mike's going to be there, right? Purple Belt Mike? I go, he's going to be there, Charles. We're good. So,
ladies and gentlemen, joining us right now is Purple Belt Mike. Mike, you met Charles Gorman. How are we feeling?
Yeah, dude, Charles is awesome. I can tell you what, the best hugger of all time is Charles. That's the best hug I've ever got in my entire life. That was awesome. I actually got a hilarious Jay Quest story. Did you hear about this yesterday, Jake?
I did not.
All right, so we're walking to Cliff Hall, and there's like this short, really fat guy with a Jets sweatshirt on coming towards us, right? And there's like, I don't know, maybe 15 of us, 10 of us, something like that. So I'm like, all right, let's do a Jet chant because, he's a Jet fan. And he's like, no, wait. So he sprints up and gets in the guy's face. And the guy's like ready to square up. He's like, J-E-T-S, Jets. And the guy did not react. He was just like stone cold face. Like, oh, what the fuck? So now we walk behind him because he's passing us. It's a butt fumble jersey. I mean, a butt fumble sweatshirt that he was wearing. Not a Jet, so he must have been a Patriot fan or something. I don't know.
Oh, my God.
It was like the funniest thing ever. Wow. He almost got into a fight right before. Jay Quest he's got balls of steel, that guy.
Jay Quest is an animal.
Yeah.
He's a sick human.
And shout out to Nick Faria. You look great, dude. You look great,
Thank
man.
you, bud. Thanks,
Yeah,
man. I'm trying.
Like, you look awesome, dude. So shout out to you, man.
I'm trying, man. Thank you. I appreciate it.
It was awesome meeting you as well.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it was really cool when to have you there and hang out with you, talk to you. You're a good dude, man. And Charles wouldn't be through that sticky situation as quickly as it was without your help, man. So you're a legend.
Just doing my thing, man. But I appreciate it. Everyone,
I don't know how you had time to help him with all the time you're in the gym working on those lats and those arms, dude. You're fucking jacked.
The funniest thing, AJF was like, wow, I didn't expect you to have muscles. I was like, okay. And then he said, I thought you were taller because I'm short. That was also funny.
AJF, the man who could do a Rubik's Cube faster than anyone ever.
Yo, this dude, you could do a Rubik's Cube like all messed up, get it in like 20 seconds. It's really unbelievable. He's a smart kid, good kid, but really smart kid. I've never seen someone do a Rubik's Cube, and he solved there was like 8 of them. He solved all of them. Pretty nuts.
Crazy, man. Well, Mike, you're the man. I'm glad you.
Wait.
Beast on? Is Beast on?
Yeah.
Is water wet?
I'm here. But
Beast, I want to have for lunch
say right now. This is where it's gonna stop right here. I'm gonna cut him off.
Look what I got here for lunch.
The man's got to go. It's not a public enemy that has to go for good.
No,
Son of a bitch has been lying to his teeth, making up stories, and I'm already getting pissed off. The man has done nothing but made me madder than shit. Dustin.
What did
I'll
do?
tell you later over the phone, okay? Talk to you later.
The hell did I do?
Sorry about the mess. I'm just all on the phone right now, just driving. Last night was the greatest night. We got Membou. We ain't finished yet. We're not done. Not by a landslide. We're going to get more. We're not done yet. Pull up them draft picks. Let me see them draft picks of tonight. Pull those draft picks up. I want to see one more look at that draft pick.
Hold on. I don't have the draft picks. The Jets have them.
Can you look at my lunch? Can you look at my lunch, Beast? Look,
let me see that.
I got artichoke, banana pepper, mortadelle, super side.
Oh, there's a wait. I can't see the mortadelle up to there. Go, swing it around a little. Swing it around a little bit more. Oh, what the heck? Oh,
all right, Pete, calm down, bro. Food porn right here. Calm down, buddy. He's getting excited.
You know I don't like olives in that, but that's
that's olives, bro. That's peppers. That's peppers.
Indigestion. Gotta worry about this. Did you also know if you ruin your colon? You want
little cuts of pepper in it. That's how they make it.
I can't have too much pepper. But too much pepper. I had a friend of mine who was in the hospital a long time ago and screwed up his right here. Ruin this, you're screwed.
Hot or not?
Oh, I noticed you were at the party yesterday. How was it being at the party?
Dude, the party was awesome. You missed out.
Hey, I was there in spirit when we got Membou. I was like, oh, that was round 1. Well, are we, PBM, are we done yet? Yes or no? Are we done yet?
No, we got like 5 more picks.
Hell no, we're not done. You know why we're not done? We've only just begun, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know why?
Yeah.
We're going to take more. And you know what? To the Patsies and to anybody else, don't you just sing it. Come on here and bring it because we got something for you. Crack! And you know what I mean by crack? Jakey, did you
Not
notice I got you something?
Fists.
This is yours.
Thank you, Beast. It looks tremendous.
I'm gonna need an address and zip code so I can send this to you as a birthday present.
Get a
This is
P.O.
yours.
box, Jake. You don't want them knowing where you live. Get a P.O.
No,
box.
no.
Hold on, Nick. Hey, be nice. Be nice. This is
I
family
am. I
show,
didn't
not-
say don't send it. I just said send it.
Hey, this is his birthday present. He gave me something. I'm gonna do something in return. So, it's called fair share and fair respect.
Beast,
It's like
we're doing
family.
the offensive tackle or the weapon in second round? Since
We're going weapons. Tonight, we strike weapons. You know why? We need combat and we need heavy nuclear artillery. You know why? Because we're not going to get kicked in the nuts this year. We're going to stand up and fight. Do you know what Freddie Blassie once said when he was in the WWF? Stand up! Stand up! We're going to get up and fight. And
Hey,
we're gonna
Beast,
get
real
back-
quick. My address is 1 East 161st Street, Bronx, New York.
Send it to me in email so I can read it better, because then
Sure.
I can write all this down and then send it via USPS. Since there's a post office not right to me, I can do it right there and then. Boom, wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. That's called first class.
It's one Jets drive, Florham Park.
Nick.
Be nice. Be nice.
Ladies and gentlemen, give it up
It's a
to
family show, not
Beastbreaker, Nick Shine, and Purple Belt Mike. Love it. Gentlemen, thank you very
Have a
much.
good day, everybody.
Love you, Jake.
Love it. Hit the fireman head, baby. What a call. What a sequence of events there. All right, let me try and get us back on track ever so slightly here. And reminder for those of you just tuning in, I'm going live the entire night 2 coverage of the draft for the entirety. So draft starts at 7 tonight. I'll be live then. Dylan Terraman and I going to be chopping it up. Maybe I'll order some food. As some of you have already said you'll be doing, we'll take out tonight and watch the draft. We'll break it down in real time. It's going to be fun. Let's give some love to Dre Day. A little while ago, he gifted a 20 spot of channel memberships. Are you kidding me? Dre Day gifted 20 through the end of the draft tomorrow afternoon. Every membership or super chat that qualifies is double for the raffle, which features, I'm going to add more prizes now too, because we've gotten so much support the last day or so. But we have 5 right now. They're all amazing. Signed Joe Namath jersey, signed Justin Fields helmet, signed Aaron Glenn helmet, signed Curtis Martin jersey, or helmet, excuse me, signed the Brickashaw Ferguson helmet. Now, write in the chat right now, what type of prizes would you want to be added to the raffle? Could be a signed helmet, jersey, you name it, photo, and I'll see what I could do. I'll take some suggestions from the Asmaniacs, who have been great gifted memberships. Now, as far as who got Dre Day's 20 spot, I don't know if I could get the names here. I hope I can. I hope I can. I think I can. Ladies and gentlemen, you know what that means. Time to strap up for the first time on the show.
It's the Asmaniac membership raffle. For every membership gifted, you receive 1 ticket entered in the raffle to win epic prizes.
Here we go. I got 20 names to read off, and then we'll get to more of your calls and super chats here. MTS, Kahuna, Stuart Anderson, Sebastian Score, Todd Robertson, Salik Khan, Tom, Tehran Stewart, Kevin Beamer, Beastbreaker, Cook's Little Joey in a Microwave. You're sick, whoever has that name. Melt Shack, Daniel Chan, Marcin Nazizian, Kamai Rimai, Kay Nurin, Brandon Rivera, Green Vibes Redemption, Fabian Barossa. That couldn't have been 20. Was it really? It's telling me that was 20 somehow. So if that's true, then you know what? So be it. Love it. Thank you, Dre Day, as always, for your support, my friend. Gift away if you want in on the raffle. More memberships we get, the better the prizes will be through the end of the weekend. Joe Quant with a super chat. Dark Knight Steve and myself tried to make the party, but we couldn't. Looking forward to the game at Meadowlands or Florida with you this season. Joe, I hope you and Steve are doing well. It was great to see you in London, my man. As far as the games this year, we did get the official date for when the schedule releases. I don't know if you guys saw this. We had, I think they said it was May 14th is the official schedule release. So that's a Wednesday. I will do a schedule release live show that night. Last year we had Fireman Ed on for that. Ironically, he was our big guest at the party last night. But we will do a schedule release live show that night. as we'll break down the Jets schedule and we'll get an idea on when the London game is and when some of the other key road games are so we can figure out what the meetup was. Shout out to Jack who says, thanks so much for hosting the event last night, Jake. It was a blast. Looking forward to more events. Thank you so much. Sorry, John. John wrote that. And John, thanks for coming out, man. I'm glad you had a great time. I know I did. It's so rewarding when you do stuff like that and people actually show up and you're like, holy crap. Because while I talk to you guys every day when we take calls, I have 41,000 subscribers, but it's not like I'm looking at 41,000 people as I'm doing the show every day, twice a day, year round, talking about a football team that hasn't won more than 7 games in 10 years. So to have, the fan base still this passionate and everyone watch the show, it's just awesome when we do stuff like that. Anthony says, Jake, thanks for an amazing party. We had a blast. It was great meeting you, all the Asmaniacs, and Fireman Ed. Anthony, you're the man, and this raffle entry will be boosted, so 10 tickets there. Daz checks in. I am currently watching an hour behind, so just saying hi to my future self. Even though you're an hour older, you're still extremely good looking. Hashtag free Joey. Hashtag Team Bobby Beasley. So Daz is someone that this chat, I think, needs to really start taking under its wing. Daz is based in the UK. Huge Jets fan, obviously. And he's the one that's been making these Beast Breaker parodies using AI to help him do it. The country one, the pop punk one. Just amazing. Ghost Ackley wants to know, what's the Charles catfish situation? You're going to have to go back and watch an older episode to see that in real time. Maybe Boomtown, who's our resident historian, could give you the date and the timestamp for when Catfish Gate played out on the air in real time in the middle of Asmaniac Madness. Jay Brown says, I want that helmet. Probably will fit your head better than mine. Would people be interested in a Jet full-size helmet as one of the giveaway prizes? Let me know in the comments here. I'm going to add some stuff after. All right. I think we're caught up on the Super Chat, so let's get back to your calls now on the show. Also, if you were at the event last night, I myself didn't get to try it because I was running around like a maniac trying to say hello to everyone and doing the raffles and getting the show ready for after the Jets pick. But how were the drinks? I got the official Asmaniac cocktail menu here. We had the Aaron Glenn Old Fashioned, the Asmaniac Madness Espresso Martini, and we had the Jet Fuel, which was the green beer that was served last night. So I know Barbarossa had some of the green beer. He had a green tongue when I was talking with him. But to everyone else who had it, you let me know. What'd you think of it? So I know what we could do better for next time and keep making these things better, bigger and better. Speaking of bigger and better, ladies and gentlemen, joining us right now on the Gusbuster Umbrella Hotline is the big fella.
He's home, his bell is on the bed. That's what feels good. On the road, his bell is on the bed. In a dirty hotel room. He calls the show, his bell is on the bed. He's just more comfortable. He got a beard, loves the Jets, super chats. Well, the big fella sleeps alone. There's no room on his bed. Well, that's a big fella.
Hey, man, last night was so good, dude. It was amazing. And I want to thank you for everything. Last night it was so great to meet everybody. You can hear my voice is like kind of wrecked.
I'm banged up, big fella. I love it.
Yeah, I got banged
it.
up a little bit. Yeah, it was amazing last night. I met like so many awesome people last night. Even JJ.
Yeah, JJ. I briefly saw JJ. I wish I got to talk to him more. But I saw him. He was wearing his Revis jersey as usual, which was great.
Yeah. JJ's JJ. He's a cool guy though. But yeah, last night was amazing. The 5%ers showing out and everything. It was great. Seeing you again, seeing all my old friends again. It was just an amazing time. And Kyle Clifton, he's the man. We sat and talked for a while, and he's legendary. So it was just fantastic. Really, really good time, and I appreciate it, man. It was really, really great.
I'm glad you made it, big fella. You're a big part of it, man. It's always great to see you in person.
Yeah, no, I mean, it was so funny last night. Some people are coming up, they're like, oh, I love when you call in. I was like, really? I'm like, okay, I appreciate it. I was like, thank you. But I was like, that's cool, And just so the people in this community are just so great. You know, they're really good people. You know, and you know, being a Jet fan's tough, but having these people make it so much easier. So it's just really, really great. You know, to be around all these people. I'll give you a story about your dad last night. It was funny.
Oh God.
Your dad, he's like, so how is it taking? He was like, how's it taking care of Charles Gorman tonight? And I was like, huh? He's like, oh wait, you're not Nick Shine. I'm like, nah, not bro. So that was funny. And then I'm walking by him one time, and he goes, wow, V-Man's wasted. I was like, really? Okay. But
that's just V-Man though. Every time V-Man's come to an event, he's very quiet. He keeps. I at one point I had the kids table go up to V-Man. I was like, go talk to him. He's just sitting there by himself. Like I felt bad. V-Man was just like in the corner.
Yeah. And I said hi to him. I'm like, hey, what's up, V-Man? He's like, okay. Like that's great. That's great. But there's so many people there that are like so amazing. And the people from Florida were fantastic. You know, Ted was there, and I didn't expect him to be there. That was wild.
That was a big surprise. I almost spoiled it once on the show a few weeks ago. He had like a comment, and I was like, I can't wait to see NY Jets Florida at a future event because I knew he told me not to tell anyone that he was flying into it. So that was the big surprise.
It was great, and there are people way bigger than me, bro, at this thing, man. I mean, Knob is bigger than me. Kyle Clifton's bigger than me. You know, it's just like they're the bigger fellas. I'm medium now, so you know. But it was awesome. You did a fantastic job last night, man. MCing the whole thing. Fireman Ed made my day by remembering me from Tennessee. You know, it was really great. And Charles Gorman, I'm like, get over here, you little motherfucker. Give me a hug, bro. And he was like, and he runs over. It was so great, bro. So it was fantastic. It was really, really great. I wish I could have stayed longer. I stayed till about 10. But it was awesome. It was really good.
Wow, I'm just seeing this, by the way, in the Discord. Apparently, Luppy ran into Tony Richardson last night, leaving the event near Penn Station. I just saw this picture here.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, Luppy's a great guy too, man. We chopped it up for a little bit too. It was awesome. There's so many good people in this community, bro. Now tonight, I want Luther Burden. That's what I want. He fills two needs for us, bro. He can return kicks and punts. You know, he's
the Mizzou receiver, right?
Yeah, he's deadly with that.
So we're just going all Mizzou with our first two picks. I know Jeff Parles, a Missouri alum, will love that.
Yeah. And can we get a guy from Tennessee, for Christ's sake? I mean, just one guy, you know. I don't know, but it was cool last night. You auctioned off the Sean Ellis, what was it, a helmet or jersey or something like that?
The photo.
I was like, if that was the one prize I could win, that's the one I wanted to win, man.
Really? Well, you know what? The person who won it wasn't actually there, so I gave it to Nate. Instead, because Nate helped me out before the event yesterday. He was in charge of bringing the best of the best trophy for Bonesy. I didn't want to get it damaged trying to pack it. So Nate, on his bike, picked it up around 4:30 yesterday. I gave it to him to bring to the venue, and then I brought everything else I needed. So as a thank you, I'm like, you know what, Nate? Here you go. Have the Sean Ellis frame photo.
That's all. That's well deserved, man. Nate's fantastic. And funny thing is, with Bonesy's speech,
it's still going.
JJ comes up to me and goes, did you write the speech? I'm like, you ball busting bastard. I was like, all right, but
the only thing better than all them shoes is Joey D, cause he totally rules. Jake, my brother, I'm high as a kite. I love everybody. Damn, this show is crazy.
The champ is here.
Speech is still going, baby.
You fuckers.
The champ is here.
Look. First off, you guys have me follow Fireman Ed, who just is there doing his normal pump up 300 drunk people, just getting them fucking fired up.
Yeah.
And then you have me go on there, and I'll be honest, I misread beforehand the situation. Like, I had jokes. Like, I thought I was going to be literally like everyone's like, oh, you better have this fire speech. You better, people texting me, Chef Kev, people are hitting me up like, yo, this speech better be good. Like, so I'm thinking I got to make people laugh and make jokes. I didn't even get to any of the jokes. I just said a couple sentimental things and gave shout outs, and it just took.
You just ripping on your wife the whole time.
Yeah,
That was the
right?
speech.
You just ripped on your wife.
That was a joke that I didn't like. People didn't even like hear me saying it. Listen. If I did my speech on your show talking, people would have been laughing. I had making fun of Neil and Chiefs fan, and I had a lot of good jokes going, but it wasn't the right atmosphere for me to.
Bonesy, your speech was perfect, bro. It was perfect.
It was funny. Yeah,
it fit the whole. It fit everything. It was great, bro. You did a great job. Don't even think about it.
It's all good. I was trying all night to not have a smoke or a drink before the speech, so I would be like, a straight shooter. And then it was kind of like taking a while to get to when it was my turn, and everyone's out there like, "Yo, Bones, you take a hit." So Clancy finally got me. And then I went up there, and I'm a little stoned. And I don't even know what happened, man. I was just talking. So
speech,
bro. You did a great job, bro. Don't even.
It was still a great night, man.
Yeah.
I almost feel like I don't have enough time to really talk to everyone. Like I want to kick it with people and hang out, and it's just like I'm meeting so many people, and it's overwhelming, like just getting to say hello. Like Charles Gorman, Purple Belt Mike nailed it, man. He probably gives the best hugs I've ever had. It was like a little brother, like literally showing me, like, man, it meant something, like Charles was the man. I was kicking with everybody. I hung out with your dad for at least an hour, Jake, and your brother. Your dad's every Arnold Palmer story. He was
oh, you got the Arnold Palmer story? Oh, God. Poor bastard.
Yeah.
Here's a live look at Mr. Bonesy last night. You could tell that he was the champ was enjoying the perks of being the champion. And by the way, Bonesy, I have your Sauce Gardner side jersey. I never even got to give it to you last night, so I'll drop it off at the store.
Yeah, no, definitely. I forgot. I took, Nate hit me with the Joe Douglas jersey. So I was carrying that. You had to see me walking from the bar through the city
with the trophy.
I have my Jets chain on. I'm carrying an Asmaniac trophy. I got jerseys and shirts with myself pictured on it, walking around like looking at me like
it was awesome.
Hey man, Asmaniacs for life, baby.
Yeah, hell yeah.
I love it.
Bro, and that picture of Gorman with Fireman Ed, that has to be I don't know, t-shirt or something, bro. That is the best picture I've seen. That is classic picture, bro.
There's so many great photos. I wish I could just like put them all on the screen as like a slideshow, but I didn't have time before the show. But for everyone who wants to see videos and photos from the night, join the Patreon, patreon.com/Jake Asman. You'll get in our Discord and you'll see greatness like the Gorman and Fireman Ed photo. Unreal. Well, Bonesy, you're the champ. Big fella, you were a huge part of the event. I'm glad that you guys were there. Are we feeling good about Membou? We ready for night 2?
Love it. Let's go. Let's get Burden, bro. Let's get Burden. Kick Xavier Gibson the hell out of this town, bro. we need a returner. He's a returner and an explosive wide receiver. If he's available, we gotta take him, man.
Love it. I'm with you. Bones, all the love to you. You're the champ, baby. The champ of Asmaniac Madness. And the big fella, the man who knocked out Charles Eugene M. Gorman. Give it up to the both of them.
I got just the guy to get us going tonight. Let me hear you.
Let's go, baby. What a night. Steven writes in, you need the helmet you were just wearing to have the mic and earphones so you can wear it more easily. More and more watching this, the more I'm upset I missed last night. Hope the raffle goes great. Well, Steven, you're in this raffle. I'm going to add some more prizes. All memberships and super chats are boosted for entries through the end of the draft tomorrow afternoon. I'm planning on doing this raffle Monday on the show. Joe Namath signed jersey, Justin Fields signed helmet, Aaron Glenn signed helmet, Curtis Martin signed helmet, DeBrickashaw Ferguson signed helmet. Some of your top prizes so far in the raffle. Ladies and gentlemen, let's check in with someone who on this channel always fires us up the same way Fireman Ed fires us up. The runner-up in Asmaniac Madness, our king, King Lowski, is on the line.
He's the king.
Jake, my brother, Jake, my brother. It's good to see you on this fine Friday, my brother. Let me just say this, man. Hey, man, I'm not mad at the pick. Membou, baby, we solidified that offensive line. I love it. I like the pick, baby. I love it. But today is very important because now we got to go get this weapon, okay? It's time to go get this doggone weapon. At the end of the day, man, I don't want to see nothing but offense in this doggone draft for the first 3 picks, okay? Because at the end of the day, baby, we got Garrett Wilson, Breece Hall, and then nothing else, man. All right? So let's go get this weapon. All right? I like the way AG was talking last night. All right? That's the way to handle the media. All right? I love that. But you got to go win games, son. All right? There's no excuses right now. All right? You solidified that offensive line. Keep them healthy. And then at the end of the day, go out there and get some molars and movers out there and win us some damn games, okay? Hey man, let me just say this, man. Shout out to the homie, the legend Nick Shine, baby. All right? I'm proud of you, son. You got the damn recipe. Now I need it. I need it, Jake. All right? I don't want to hear nothing else. I need it, Nick Shine. When he said, I need the recipe immediately. Okay? You got it all up there in New York, New Jersey, wherever the hell you at, son. I need that damn chicken soup. All right? Now I'm about achievement, baby. I know y'all seen a new look for the game, baby. I'm all about my Dave Brigger, baby. I had to shave it for a new job, baby. I'm about achievement, baby, and I want the Jets to achieve. Now go out there and give me a damn weapon. Shit.
He's the king.
What a call. Shout out to King Lowski. All right. More of your calls right now. We got some legends on the line. Chef Kev's up next. What's up, Chef Kev?
Hey, Jake, what's going on, man? How you doing?
How we feeling, man? What do we think of Membou? We like it?
I feel good. My dream, I've said it a bunch of times, was to, trade back and get Warren and whatnot. Obviously, there wasn't a lot of moving pieces. A lot of teams didn't really do too much. It's good. I feel good. Like Membou was a smart, sound decision. Like that was important to get that, solidify the line. Hearing Nick Faria, hopefully everything's good with him and his wife. Just hearing him say that we're a top 5 offensive line, that scares me. I don't want to hear that. Like I got to see this on the field. I got to see how it meshes well. A part of being ranked as a top 5 top 3 offensive line is durability too. So just want to make sure that we're durable, that we last through the season. And then after the season, then rank us. Talking about ranks now, man, that don't even really get me going. It just kind of scares me more than anything. I really want to see the production, see how well we do, knowing that we do have a dual threat quarterback right now, man. Like starting to solidify the run, man. Making sure that we're pass blocking properly. There's no leaks. Winning the trenches, man. Like so important. So I'm happy about it. I was also afraid that we might trade up and get somebody, like losing draft capital and assets. Like I thought that would be a bad thing on our job to do, but to know that we did good. I don't feel scared or shaky about what we're doing right now. Like I felt like that was really good for us to do. The weapon thing, like at this point, man, we're talking about the trenches. I think we got to go defensive tackle, man, because right now, like that's glaring. That's an issue that we have right now. Knowing about how teams last year were just able to run it down our throats, man. They just imposed sure strength and will on our D line. All right, I get it. We're getting Jermaine Johnson back. Will McDonald, another year. I get that, but it's still like up the middle. That's where they were going, man. Just seeing how last year when we were in New England, how they beat us, just run down throats, just right up the middle, man. Like I don't want that. I want us to be able to have like a strong front where teams are afraid to run the ball on us. Where now they're like, all right, let's just throw it, and then that's where we can feast, man, with sauce and like really kind of get this stuff going. Michael Carter, man, just kind of see how we can really solidify and stop these teams from just opposing themselves at will, man. Like I feel good, man. I'm happy. If we do get a weapon, I'm happy with that too, man. Like we really need something right now to like we got to score, man. Blocking. All right, we're gonna get some stuff, but we got to score points, man. We got to move the chains, man. And right now, I feel good if we get Higgins, if we get Taylor, the tight end. Like, I'm fine with that. I think that's cool. But just speaking for myself, man, defensive tackle, man. Let's get this solidified, man. For your draft party, man, yo, salute to you. You always throw the great events, man, great parties, all that stuff, man. You always have always bring the energy, always have the great vibes, man. Even like the watch party last year that I attended for the 49ers game, that was great. It's not the turnout that we all anticipated, but still, man, everybody showed up, man. Great vibes, great time, man. We stayed till the end. It was a great time, man. It's I felt it, man. I felt it in the Discord. I saw your show last night, just with the amount of Asmaniacs that were there, man. Just
Crazy,
the amount of people and the love, dude. You this is like we're undefeated, man. The Asmaniacs are undefeated, and it's just a testament, man, to everything that you're doing, man. Fireman Ed showing love to everybody. I met him a bunch of times, man. Cool ass dude, humble man. It doesn't matter what kind of issues him and the Jets have or whatever. He's still a Jet fan at the end of the day, and he'll rock with us. He rocks for us, man. He'll fight for us. Just seeing all that, man, was awesome. Just so you know, man, I held it down for the Jake Asman show. I was at the stadium yesterday for the Jets draft party.
I saw they had Bart Scott there, right? emceeing some stuff with I saw Ruckert was there and Sherwood. Were they the two players that were there?
Yeah. So a quick story, man. Like Sherwood, it was him and Marcelo Ball, 41. The Jets, whatever relations people or whatever social media people gave them the phone and started doing a selfie video. We got in it, man. We were in it. So on the New York Jets Instagram story, you could actually see my son, my godson, and my brother-in-law. We were in it with Sherwood, and we were just chopping it up, man. I had the Jake Asman hat on, man, and
love that.
Plugging away. Sherwood, obviously, cool dude. Met him last year. Ruckert, man. Ruckert was signing autographs. We met him 4 or 5 times, man, over the last couple of years. Long Island native, grew up a Jets fan. Hey, we get all that stuff. Just want to see production. I didn't have it in my heart. Thank God he didn't ask me like who did I want. It was him and Kuntz sitting next to each other.
Yeah, I wanted your replacement, actually.
He's a cool dude, but yo, he watches the show. I got it on recording with him saying that I'm the best chef. So, salute to Ruckert. That gave me some brownie points.
I know his dad watches the show. I know Bill does for sure because I messaged with him before.
Okay, that's awesome. But yeah, he said, "Hey, I'm the best chef," so that was
That's
cool.
awesome.
Seeing Titman there, Titman, he said the same thing. Oh, he's a friend of the show. I
Yep.
brought up the
So
part
I'll,
about
I'll lift the curtain up.
yeah,
Titman
you go.
was I thought I was going to be able to get Titman to come to the party, but he messaged me that he already had committed to the Jets to appear at their thing. We were going to set him up. We were going to get him his own table. I was like, bring whoever you want. We'll comp your food and drink the whole night. Just come hang out with us. And I think he would have done it if he didn't commit to the Jets. So that's funny that you saw him and you got to talk to him.
Yo, he might be one of the realest ones, man.
One of the
right now.
nicest people, man. He's such a good dude, man. He
Yes.
came on obviously last year, but we've stayed in touch
That's
a little
right.
bit over the last year. Such a good dude.
So we met him for the first time last year at the Jets draft party last year. And normally how these parties go, it's like a one and done. Like Garrett has never done it. So it's like, it's kind of like B-C listers or whatever on the Jets roster. And to see him again and then to see Sherwood up there, like, dude, that was awesome. The picks and all that. But after that, it was cool because we went down to the stage and everything like that. And as Maniac stopped me, hey, what up, chef? This and that. We watched the
That's
show.
awesome.
All that. It was a good time. We was repping, man. I told all the players about the show. They all, for the most part, they all know it. They're tuned in and whatnot. But when we went to the stage, they brought the Giants guy was up there from SNY. He was like, all right, let's bring out our quarterback. Russell Wilson comes back out. The Giant fans were kind of quiet, man. I would have expected a little bit more, but hey, the energy wasn't there. We were booing. My son and I thumbs down, looking right at Russell Wilson.
You were booing Russell Wilson.
He's small, man. Gorman might be close to his height. Russell Wilson, he's a small dude, man.
I know. He's like 5'10". He's like he only had 2 inches taller than me.
taller
It's
than
crazy.
him. That's
it's
crazy. But then it shows too, like the Giants' confident level by getting Dart in the first round. Like now, Russ, you basically signed up to be a bridge quarterback for the Giants to groom Jackson Dart. Like that's how I see this situation. But yeah, man, just again, thank you for everything that you've done. I'll definitely do my best to show up to the next one. This is just family tradition for the Jets draft party. But salute to everybody that showed up to the Jake Asman show draft party, man. Hey, let's go. Day 2.
Ladies and gentlemen, the great Chef Kev repping us at MetLife last night for the Jets party. Love it. Kevin, you're the man. Have a great day at work. All right. Hold it down.
Have a good one, guys. Peace.
Love it. Chef Kevin, one of the greats. That's an awesome story that a bunch of the players knew the show. I'll lift the curtain even more. We will have some Jets players join us in the coming weeks. It's been in the works for a while. Let's see. Couple super chats here, and then I'll get right back to your calls. Bunch of you still on hold. I'm going to try and get through as many as we can so we don't got to do a 7-hour show because we're doing like 5 hours, I'd imagine, tonight for night 2, night 3. Big fella, super chat. To end the chicken soup arc, we need to watch Lowski make and eat the chicken soup. That would be epic. We do. We got the recipe for those who missed it. It was acquired via Nick Shine. It is a 2-page detailed chicken soup recipe. Nick showed it off on the show earlier. After all these years, we finally have it. Jesse says, any worry that if Sanders falls to us, we pull the trigger? I can't say it's crazy if the Jets were to do that. I don't think they're going to, though. And I also think Shador could come off the board pretty quick tonight. Right? Like, I think if you just look at where we're at in this draft, pick 33, Cleveland could take him tonight. I think there's a path for Vegas to take him at 37. I think New Orleans could take him at 40. I think any of those 3 teams could take Sanders. Now, it's going to be interesting to see if Sanders is not even the 3rd quarterback taken. Is there a chance Shuck has jumped him? We'll see. I got to sneeze. Hold on. To quote Quinn Williams, bless you. Thank you. Abu Dhabi Jet fan says, how about Mason Taylor tonight? If they like Taylor, I'm in. And then you go DT in the 3rd. No problem with that. Look, my preference is to wait till day 3. But if they love one of these defensive tackles, like, you're going BPA at that point, and it is a position of need. So I can't criticize if they do that. I really want pick 42 to be offense, though. Pick 72 I could live with if they took a safety or a DT. Assuming 42 was a receiver or a tight end. Jay Brown, F it draft Sanders. They might. I don't think they're going to. Big fella, Jackson Dart went to the wrong New York team. You love Dart, big fella. I hope he now stinks. I hope you do too. J-Quest says, funny moment. Fireman Ed did the chant, and he whispered to the people he was with and said, I still got it. I died laughing inside. Did he really do that? That's great. That's great. Still got it. Rodgers did that after he threw like a bomb to Garrett Wilson in the joint practice against the Giants last year. Remember that? When we had hope as fans. Roseanne says, last night was so awesome meeting everyone, and the 5% Queens came through. Damn right they did. Here's a couple of them on your screen. Love it. And shout out to everyone who won a raffle prize. Darth Crypto in the Asmaniac raffle for 1. Nope. Psych. It's 2 today. Boosted. Crypto's membership went to listener. Let's find out. Stand by. YouTube will load. I'll get that name in a moment. In the meantime, I'm going to get ready to fire up some more phone calls. Quick reminder. Here's where the Jets are picking tonight. You'll see it on the screen. Pick 42 of round 2. 73rd overall pick in round 3. That is where we're headed tonight. And then as of now, the Jets will have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 picks on day 3. And we'll find out what they do. More of your calls, ladies and gentlemen. Let's say hello to Australian Jets fan, who right now is in New York City.
Jake.
Hello, Australian Jets fan.
Yeah, I'm pretty good. Just I'm in the subway on my way to Coney Island right now. Yeah, so I'm pretty excited. You know, we're going in there like everybody else. 9 guys, no weapons. If anyone gets that reference. But yeah, you know, I'm just rocking the Justin Fields jersey you gave me last night. I just wanted to thank you again for that. And I really think that picking Member is just solidifies the run first offense that we're gonna see next season. I hope that.
Uh-oh. I should have told him, welcome to the subway. There was no chance this call was going to go off
They
smoothly.
draft the wide receiver in the later rounds.
AJF, you're experiencing the New York City subway where your connection has almost zero chance to work. So when you get to Coney Island, you call us back. We'll put you back on. But it was good to meet AJF, man. The kid came from Finland. I had to surprise him with a Fields jersey. Come on now. You kidding me? Love it. Make sure you get some pizza while you're here, AJF. All right. Get a real soubrette hot dog from a cart. Do all the cliche New York stuff. Hit the like button if you haven't already. And please, please, please subscribe to the channel. There's almost 600 of you watching live right now. Good to have the Jet fan base back for draft weekend. Subscribe. I've hit a plateau in subscribers because there's just been nothing really going on. That changes now. All right, please subscribe to the show. Let's get to more people who were at the event last night. Jimbo's on the line. Jimbo, great to finally meet you, man. Unmute your mic. Your mic, there you go.
What's up? What's
up,
going
Jimbo?
on, Jake? Nothing much. Yesterday was great. Had a great time meeting a couple people, if you don't mind. Obviously, I want to shout out and thank you, Nick Shine, especially, you know, with the little debacle and me getting this thing. Whoa.
Let's
Quincy
see.
Williams.
Hold it up. Hold it up. Show off the autographed Quincy card that you won last
Little
night.
Quincy Williams.
Love that. Love that.
Bigger fan of Quinnen, but, you know, beggars can't be choosers. So if you don't mind, I also kind of want to shout out Mr. Manhattan, or Barney Barn was talking to him for a while. PBM, nice to meet you. And your boy Josh, you chopping up with him was fun watching the Knicks game. Julian, obviously Kyle Clifton in the crew, the infamous Charles Gorman, Nate, Jay Quest, he's a chill dude, Hamburger, and then one of the people at the end of the night that didn't reveal this till me and my brother found out, like the last 5 picks, some guy was a Patriots fan was there. So Brendan, the Patriots fan.
Unreal.
But just had to say, yesterday was great, and today I'm really, as you can see in my thing, I want at least 1, if not 2 pass catchers.
Tight end receiver. Get me both. Why not?
Oh, I really want Mason Taylor from LSU, because I think if he's like the B tier of like Tyler Warren, he's both a good, he can catch and he could also block. Like that's what we need. But I won't mind if we take a D tackle, but I don't know who's the best D tackle on the board right now. Do you know?
Who's the best D tackle on the board right now?
Yeah, to pair next to Quinnen.
It's a good question. I mean, it depends. It depends whose big board you want to go off of. I have Dom's board in front of me. Darius Alexander would be good. Did Walter Nolan go in the first round last night? I know Harmon did.
Yes,
Graham did.
I think three D tackles went yesterday. I'm
Yeah,
pretty
it was
sure
Harmon-
it was obviously Graham, him, and I think Harmon went, if I'm not mistaken.
Harmon went for sure. Grant went. And Graham went. If Nolan didn't go last night, then it'd be him. And then I would say it's Walter Nolan, and then probably Tyleek Williams, and then Darius Alexander as well. Those would be the top three, just based on the big board.
I mean, if we do miss out on Nolan, I know he's not like the same player as Nolan, but that kid JJ Pegues, he's pretty good too, playing for Ole Miss. I'm pretty sure they played alongside each other, but just had to hop on, say hello, and everybody have a good weekend. All right, enjoy the weather, and JTS baby, let's go, and let's go Knicks, bing bong.
Love it, Jimbo. Nicely done. And when I got home last night, I got to watch back, the highlights and some of the post game from the Knicks, because I was following the score, but it was just too much going on to watch it all. So thank God they won. Glad Towns came out and played big boy basketball. Brunson closed it out like we knew he would. Love it. Pick the Knicks in 5 before the series. I ain't changing my prediction. Knicks will win tomorrow and then close it out at the Garden on Tuesday. Eric, $50 super chat. Let's go, Eric. You kidding me? How about this for a boosted membership raffle entry experience for you, Eric? Normally this is 10. This is 20. Double bang. Hit it. Hey, Jake, great time last night. Got to meet a lot of familiar faces and loved how the draft went down. A lot of great players still on the board. We can get a great weapon or D-line at 2. Yeah, or, if they love Nicky Manawari from, South Carolina, the stud safety who everyone thought was a first-round guy, that's great value there. They have options. I'm very encouraged by what they could do. Another member of our crew last night at the party was Nick, who's on the line. What's up, Nick?
What's up, Jake? How's everybody doing?
Nick, how we feel, man? Did you win it? You won a prize or your friend won something, but you got it. Yeah, that's right.
Yes.
What is that?
I got
the AG
Aaron
card.
Glenn.
Nice.
Yeah, it was a great time. Great meeting you, Jake, and the rest of the Asmaniacs. I haven't called in or participated too much, been traveling, but made sure I was here for the event, and it was awesome. Great
That's
people.
Great, man. Well, thank you for coming out, man. I'm glad you had a good time.
It was cool. For the draft, I just wanted to bring up two guys. You just mentioned Nick Manawari from South Carolina. That guy is really good. My daughter goes to South Carolina, so I saw him play against actually Ole Miss. I saw Dart play. He is a big, fast, strong safety. Had a great combine. I mean, there's comparisons to Sean Taylor for that guy. I don't know if that's a little much, but I think he'd be a fit. We need a safety. If we can get him in round 2, I'd love it. Or Will Johnson. Will Johnson slipped out of the top 10 because of the injuries. I know it's defense, it's secondary, it's not the sexy thing, and people are probably we don't need that. But these two guys, best risk reward, I think. Manawari and Will Johnson. I think we should go for them if they're there at 42.
Will Johnson's great value because he was thought to be a top 10 pick before this whole process started, but he's got some injury stuff, but you don't feel as risky in the second round doing it. Look, it's tough to criticize the value there. I hope they can match up value at a playmaker at 42. They say, hey, Jaden Higgins, our best receiver on the board here. We're taking him, or something like that. Cause I really want a weapon. I think they need pass catchers, whether it's a tight end or receiver, I'll let them decide. But I think when you take Membou at 7, you got to get me some weapons on day 2.
Yeah. I'm all for a tight end with Mason Taylor in round 3 if he's there. And I think you mentioned Nolan, the defensive tackle. He went 16 to Arizona. He went a little earlier than people thought. But
yeah, so if Nolan's gone, then the top DTs for tonight would be Darius Alexander and Tyleek Williams. And then depending how you feel about Alfred Collins from Texas, Dom has a 3rd-round grade on him, but he would be right there too.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, D tackle, I think, Quinnen, you put the guy they got from the Chiefs. Forgot his name. He's a big run stuffer. He might work, but I just like value, bro. Value. I like the two guys in the secondary. Let's make our defense unstoppable where it was 2 years ago. We slipped last year.
Williams got taken by the Lions, someone said. I didn't see that.
Oh yeah. I didn't see that either.
It's so I got to pull up the the full draft thing. I got too many tabs up right now. But yeah, I'll look into it. I think DT, to answer your point though, like about value, DT is in play. Williams went in the first round, so he's not available. I think the kid from Toledo would be the best tackle then Alexander.
Okay, that's cool. But yeah, let us know when the next party is, man. I had a great time. Can't wait to see everybody again.
Nick, thank you very much, man. Appreciate that. Yeah, I gotta get the full board up and organized here. You guys don't want to see how many tabs I have open and what my computer looks like. Complete mess. Got all these pictures as well. Please hit the like button if you haven't. Let's keep rolling with people who were at the event last night. The Lup Man was there. He delivered some passion for us. What's up, Luppy?
Hey, how you doing, Jake? Great event. Great event. I lost my voice a little bit. I have to switch from my Bud Light to my coffee to recoup a little bit. But it was definitely a great time, Jake. My head was on a swivel trying to meet everybody, trying to see everybody. Just
it was
a lot
nice
of
to
love
meet your
and
wife, too.
Yeah, finally you got to meet her. Right? A lot of work there, too, right? No, but it's just I didn't have enough time to really talk to everybody. I wish
That's
we
how
had
I
more
feel.
time.
I wish I could have spent more time talking to everyone, but you get dragged in so many different directions, and trying to get all the raffle prizes in before the Jets made their pick was a goal of mine. So it was.
Yeah, you were a busy beaver, huh?
It was crazy, but I think it all went well. So I'm glad everyone had a good time.
Oh, well, we had a great time. And like I said, I just wish I had a little bit more time to talk to people, to chop it up a little bit more. I mean, the first party I went to was the Long Island meetup. That was great. We had the time one-on-one. This is like on steroids. It was crazy. Everybody was in a great mood. It's a great community. And I'm just, Jake, you just keep doing your thing. It's great. And the weirdest part was walking home back from Penn Station, and I got these guys tapping me on the shoulder. Yeah, turn around. It's Antonio Richardson and Richie Anderson. They're like, "Hey, we appreciate you." I'm like, "You're stopping me?" They're like, it was weird. I had my phone crapped out, so I couldn't take pictures of anybody.
Tony Richardson, right?
Yes, Tony Richardson. Excuse me.
Yeah.
And
Eric Coleman and Drew and Tony Richardson. That's who it was. Or Drew Coleman. Drew Coleman and Tony Richardson.
Yeah, Antonio Richardson. He actually, my phone. This is funny because my phone crapped out just before I got to the meetup, and I couldn't take any pictures. It was all screwed up. I didn't know what was going on. PBM tried to help me out, so I had to go to AT&T store. That's another story. But he's like, "Yeah, I'll take a selfie." I'm like, "My phone's dead," and he says, "I'll take a selfie. I'll send it to you." He said, "Just don't send me any D-pics." He goes, I'm like, "All right." So he sent it to me. I got my phone working. I sent them back, thank you and everything. But it was really weird just coming back and there's my wifey. Coming back and just them tapping me on the shoulder and stopping me and telling me they appreciate me as a fan. It was great.
That's
really
awesome.
Good stuff. Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah, that's it. I just wanted to say hi. I love the draft pick Membou. You know, I was a Membou monster, so I was glad that we got the trenches. And now, hopefully, like you said, we need a pass catcher. I don't know how good it would be if they were talking about Goddard. Is there a possible trade later on, or is it nothing that we got left? Or
well, if they don't take any tight ends today, or even early on day 3 tomorrow, I think a trade could be in play for a tight end. I would have no issue if they traded one of their fourths to get a Goddard. Mark Andrews, if he's available, someone like that.
That would do it at fourth, you think, or something next year?
Yeah, I don't think it would be a ton. I mean, we're talking about a guy that's a 30-year-old that's on the last year of a deal, so it wouldn't be that expensive.
That'd be something that we could fit in if we can't get a decent tight end in the draft,
100%.
All right, Jake, good to see you guys. As Maniac forever, I'm telling you.
I love it. Luppy, you're the man. Glad you made it last night. It was so much fun having you there. Speaking of people there last night, I took a shot, I believe, at some point with this guy. It was like me, Fireman Ed, and Eric, who joins us now. What's up, Eric?
Hey, Jay. Yeah, that was me. Me, you, Fireman Ed got to do a shot. That was like the highlight of my night.
That was awesome, man. Thanks for the shot. That was great.
Yeah, no problem, man. I got to meet a lot of people, I've been listening to for years now, so I had a great time. There were so many people there that, some people I was like, is that person? I don't know. I'm not going to go bother them. But yeah, it was a bigger turnout than I thought. It was a great party, though.
I appreciate it, man. I'm glad you had a good time.
Yeah, I was so happy when they got Membou. I don't even know if happy was the right word. It was just more relief that they didn't mess it up because, it's the Jets. But yeah, we got a tackle now. I'm kind of leaning more pass catcher. They got Mason Taylor's available, Burden, Higgins. We got a lot of good options. We got safety. I think even Barron's still available, right? Like they were talking about taking him at 7. He's still available in the second round.
He went 20 to Denver. He went after Emeka Egbuka went 19. Yeah.
Oh, I must have just missed that. I had to leave a little early because I still had work this morning. So, I I was drinking quite a bit because I get a little socially anxious. So, but yeah, just wanted to say thanks for the party. Thanks for bringing Fireman Ed. Thanks to everybody I met. Neil, great speech. Not Neil. Mr. Bonesy, great speech. I was thinking Neil. Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah. Too bad we don't have any of those Neil exploding cigars in real life. But,
That's great.
But
we could have used it.
Yeah, but great guy. I got to talk to him a little bit. Purple belt guy. Like everybody's saying, Charles Gordon, great honor, big guy. So hopefully get to some more in the future.
You got it, Eric. I appreciate you, man. Great to meet you in person. Love that you've been a listener for a long time, and thanks again for the shot. Fun ripping one with Fireman Ed. More people who were there last night, ladies and gentlemen. Jay Graves is on the line. Hello, Jen Graves.
Hello, Jacob. How are you?
I'm living the dream. I know you're down. You're driving down to the shore to meet up with Nick Faria and everyone,
yes.
right?
I'm currently stuck in traffic. I got right in the parkway in my house. There's a crash. I'm not like a 10-minute delay. So I'm going from the shore to the other shore because I live at the shore.
That's
so I'm
right.
going to the southern shore. But yeah, I sort of call it. I know I haven't called in a lot. I ended up picking up more hours at work, so I've been kind of MIA. But I've been working my grind and wanted to show my face and again say we said a million times last night how much fun we were having. Like me, we, Knob, Nick, Luffy, PBM, Charles, Big Fat. I mean, fucking everybody. Like it was like a who's who of us maniacs. See Mimosa. And then me getting Fireman in with all the 5%ers. I'm standing on the tables trying to get all the girls. I'm like, get over here, let's go.
Yeah, where's that photo? I want to show that at the show of you guys with Fireman Ed. That's great.
I didn't take any of the photos. I just corralled all the 5%ers. So they're floating out there somewhere. So yeah, whoever has those. I know like a bunch of people, there had to be 5 or 6 people taking our pictures with Fireman Ed. So there's a bunch of cameras pointed at us. So I know they're out there. I just don't happen to have them on my phone. So, but yeah, I mean, and Artie and Ted was there. That was fun. I know I'm forgetting people. Bonesy, like it was just so much fun, man. You throw a hell of an event. Like if y'all are on the fence about going to Jake's events, just go. You're gonna have the time of your life.
Thank
like
you,
everybody
Jay
says. Well, all the new people, like Roseanne was in the chat. I knew her from the chat. She came with her dad. He was like, "Here's Jay Graves. Here's the thing." Like, he was like a kid in a candy store with all the other maniacs. It was so funny. And then so Roseanne and I were chopping up for a little bit, and like everybody said, like we're all just so welcoming. I'm like, yeah, like, that's how I felt too. Like I went to my first event alone and met all these people, and now I have a family. So like, if you're on the fence, just come. You will not regret it. Trust me. So
I love that.
I'll give you a
Thank
shout
you.
out. And thank you. Even though I didn't know I wasn't talking loud enough, for pulling me on the show live. That like made my night. I was so excited to be pulled up to the loft when you were going live. So that was fun as hell.
I'm glad you made your in-person debut on the show. That's what it's all
Yeah,
about.
I was very excited about that. But yeah, I just pop in and say hi, show my face because I've been working a lot and I haven't been calling it a lot. So again, thanks and see y'all on the shore. Y'all should come down and hang out if you can.
Love it. Jay
Spend the
Graves,
day.
you're awesome.
Bye.
Safe travels. Jay Graves checking in there. Love it. Hit the like button if you haven't. Please subscribe if you're one of the 500 people watching live that is not a subscriber. Hey, we got our first Patreon subscriber of the day. Orlando G, welcome to the Patreon. Get in the Discord. Join Blitz Got Beats, Curly, and Daz, who are our most recent Patreon subscribers. Appreciate everyone who supports on Patreon. It's just $5 a month. You get 20% off every merch item. You get yourself access to the Discord. You get yourself your name added to the intro, the countdown ticker that we do before every show. Bunch of other perks as well, bonus shows, and a whole lot more. By the way, start planning ahead. I'm going to have some info this week. The next Asmaniac event will be a Yankees game, a group outing at the end of June. June 29th is the tentative date. It's a Sunday. Playing the A's. It's a 1:30 first pitch. We'll do a pregame meetup for those who want to join us at Billy's Sports Bar right across the street. The owner of Billy's, Joey, is a huge Asmaniac, so he promised me a spot for our crew. And then we will all sit in some really good seats for a very good deal at a game. So if you're a Mets fan, you're still welcome. So we'll have a good time. The Lup Man delivers again. Luppy gifting 5 channel memberships. It counts for 10 today, folks. Gift away, support the show, and get yourself in the Asmaniac raffle.
Bang! Bang!
Luppy's 5 memberships went to Michael Stippig, Jargs, El Soto, H2 Ofield. And that was 5 right there. Perfect. Hit the like button. Math is not mathing. We got less likes than people watching. That doesn't make sense. More of your calls right now. This man was at the event last night. Nate on the bike. Hello, Nate.
What's up, Jake? If you lose me, I'm down to like 6 or 7% on the phone battery if I crash out.
Well, just don't hit anyone.
Yeah, I just want to let you know, like I didn't crash and die if the phone goes black. It's just the phone die.
Good to know.
I mean, everyone said it, and I'll just echo it. Last night was, yeah, you can use every adjective in the book. It was tremendous. It was, especially compared to T-Square, because we all had fun at T-Square and meeting everyone. Clinton Hall, great T-Square. It was so much. It was such a better event. Like the bartenders, the people, the prices, something about just like the layout of it. We could all like interact with each other, and then like, no offense to you, you were at like the bottom of the list on all the cool shit that night. It's like we see you, your face and your voice like 4 hours a day. So being able to talk to the people in the chat and like Jimbo and Barbarossa and Cynthia and 50 other names that were named. I just met Kyle Clifton for the first time and his spaghetti friends.
Eddie Spaghetti winning. I forget what prize Eddie Spaghetti won, but he won something good.
No, yeah, he did. Eddie Spaghetti won something, and I was congratulating him right after. I definitely drank way too much last night. I'm not much of a drinker, so when I do it, I have a rough next morning, but we had to get to work this morning, and luckily we're on my home. But yeah, shout out to you. Definitely, whatever you did to organize it, like even though it was a paid event, it was just so much better. The drinks were flowing, like as long as you tipped your bartender, and some Asmaniacs I noticed didn't even tip their bar. Oh shit. Tip your bartenders, and they took care of you real well last night. It was a much better like drinking and social experience, better than T-Squared. And then on top of it, like other people said it, the Jets couldn't lose, right? It was a draft party. So the Knicks won in the background, which was nice. I was like you, I was barely looking at the score. But yeah, it was a much more enjoyable social event than watching. I think the Jets lost almost every game besides the Titans one where you did an event. So
yep.
I'm totally on board for Clinton Hall. Charge people. There's free drinks. There was like tons of prizes. Almost everyone went home with something. Shout out to you again for the photo. It was. I wish there was another one. I'm definitely not going to that fucking Yankee meetup because I'll wear my Juan Soto jersey and fight everyone. But I'll do a Mets meetup. Anybody wants to go to a Mets game, we'll plan it in the Discord. We don't even need Jake. I'm there every day. Pull up to Citi Field. But yeah, I wish like last night I'm thinking that this morning. Like why doesn't Jake just do more of those? Like we see him like more than I see my girlfriend probably. Like you just keep talking to me all day long, 5 or 6 hours a day. You do like 700-800 shows a year. Yet we only meet up like 2 or 3 times a year. I was like, let's do another one next month, or like fucking tonight. I'll be at Clinton Hall. Who's there? I'm teasing, but for real, it was a great job, and I can't wait. I'll be on the Kyle Clifton boat of probably ordering carbs and trying to get rid of this headache. And good luck to everyone traveling. I know there's a lot of Asmaniacs getting on a plane today. AJF was on my bike. We did a whole bunch of, yeah, all right.
Oh my God, Nate. Jesus.
We did. I don't know who he's talking to. We did a 1 a.m., 2 a.m. little tour with AJF. We did the Addison tour of Manhattan because he's here for 36 hours. So I wanted to get the most bang for his buck. So his scrawny 130-pound ass fit the weight limit to get on the back of my bike, and we had a blast going through Times Square and then dropped them off at Hell's Kitchen. So shout out to AJF and all the people, Peg and Artie and all the Florida people. Ted crashed on my parents' couch last night, which I know from middle school and high school is a very comfortable couch. And he just left this morning. He was an excellent guest. But yeah, all the Asmaniacs, shout out to you, Jake. I simply can't wait for the next one as long as it's not a Yankee game.
I love it, Nate. Appreciate you as always, man. Thanks for your help again yesterday with the best of the best trophy. Without Nate, the trophy wouldn't have made it safe and sound for Mr. Bonesy to enjoy. More of your calls, shall we? Let's say hello to a man on the mean streets of New York City. Nate, Nate, is on the bike. Hello, Nate.
Jake, good morning. Oh, buddy! Did you see it? Did you fucking see that guy?
Oh, my God.
Oh, we almost took a body out live on the Jake Asman show.
What a moment that was yesterday with Nate on the bike. Ladies and gentlemen, Dre was in the house yesterday. I'm shocked nobody yelled, he's going to die during one of the Jet chants. 5 memberships gifted by Dre. That is, for this show and throughout the remainder of the draft, 10 raffle entries. Everything is double through the end of the draft. We're doing a special draft membership frenzy. Yeah! Yeah. Oh, yeah. You love it. Sauce, Capone OG, TPI, Eric R., Will Taylor, all receiving. Channel memberships. We're 7 likes away from 400. Click the like button. Nicholas approves of the burger at Clinton Hall. I didn't get to eat a lot of the food because I was running around. I did try some of the pretzels. That was very good. I had a couple chicken tenders, and I had one mozzarella stick, I think. It was all good. I didn't get to try the burgers. That'll be my move next time. More of your calls right now. We got a bunch of you on the line. I'm going to check in with Australian Jet fan real quick and find out how his New York subway experience is going. We might lose you any second, AJF. Welcome to the subway in New York.
The train's standing still right now, and my Wi-Fi's back temporarily, so hopefully I'm not lagging out. Can you hear me all right?
I hear you loud and clear.
All right, sweet. Yeah. Before I was saying that, like, well, I think with this member pick that they're really solidifying a run first game. I think that they have to look for some pass catching in the later rounds, but I think we're going to see maybe even more running than we expected.
I mean, the Jets have an identity now. We'll find out if it's going to work, but their identity is they're going to run the crap out of the football and try and, force turnovers on defense and limit the opposition.
Also, I'm not even gonna lie. Like this train's confusing me because it went all the way, then it like stopped, and now it's going backwards, and I don't know where I'm going really. I just hope.
Are you on the
that
L
it ends
train
up-
right now? Where are you?
I'm on the day train.
You're riding the D. All right. So you're taking it to Coney Island. Just stay on it all the way down.
Yes. Yeah, that's the plan. So I hope it all works out.
You should go to a Yankees game tonight. They're playing at home.
I'll think about it.
All right. Australian
Who are they
Jet fan,
playing?
everybody. I believe they're playing Toronto tonight.
Sorry, you cut out for a second.
Toronto, the Blue Jays.
Toronto. Okay, I'll look into it because it sounds like an experience.
Well, it's very easy to get to. All you would do is take the opposite of the subway you're on the D down to Coney Island. You take it all the way uptown to Yankee Stadium is one of the stops. I do it all the time. And we lost them. Welcome to New York. All right, there's no internet when you're on the subway. More calls right now, ladies and gentlemen. Dominic is on the line. What's up, Dominic?
Hey, Jake, how you doing, man?
What's up, dude?
No, pretty good. I just started tuning in during Asmac Madness, and I had no clue. Like how
You discovered the show during Asmaniac Madness?
Yes,
I love
I'm
that.
like, what the hell is going on here?
It's a pretty good time to join, man. You got to get a little idea on like what the show's all about.
Right, and I'm like, all these fans are calling in, and he's talking to them, and I'm like, who are these people? And then like, I got hooked, like hearing all the different characters coming in.
Are you on the Patreon? You got to get in the Discord, Dominic.
No, not on Discord yet. Yeah,
you got to get in there. That's the next step for you. I love that.
Right. But it's such a cool community. I was at my other job here, and I was listening to how the party was going yesterday and stuff like that. And it just seems like a really, really neat vibe you got going on here. It's very innovative, I think, and stuff.
It's
like
the best. The best listeners. I mean, just think about how bad the football team we talk about has been. Yeah, we're this passionate and we care, and like it's become like a real family. It's amazing.
It's pretty awesome. Yeah, last night I was I do a show with the WWE pro wrestler Rob Van Dam. I do a podcast with him, and that was last night during the draft. And so I was like kind of anxious because I was like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to check the picks while I'm doing the show.
Yeah.
But luckily, the Jets got the pick in before the show started, so it worked pretty well. I'm happy with the pick too. I think that's the way to do it. I did want Tyler Warren initially, but definitely as long as they're filling those offensive gaps, I think a good thing for them. So. But yeah, man, I just wanted to touch base. I thought this is just a fun show, and you do a really, really good job. So props to you.
I appreciate it, man. Thank you. And your podcast sounds awesome. I'm gonna have to take a listen. I know Beastbreaker's probably loving it. You mentioned a wrestler; he's hooked.
Oh yeah. So I work with RVD, Kurt Angle, Kevin Nash, a whole bunch of different wrestlers and stuff like that. So RVDTV.com is where you can check it out if you guys are interested. But
that's awesome, man. We got a ton of wrestling fans I know that are in the chat right now. So that's sweet, man. Well, you got to come to the next event I do. All right, that's the next step for you.
I'm based out of Pittsburgh, so at some point I'll have to make the trek over to NYC and check it out. So I got the one Jets game at MetLife ever. It was them versus the Cowboys. Sam Darnold's big win against them.
Oh, they won. Yeah, you saw a good win at least.
Saw a good win at least. So there we go. So hopefully they can do some more with Aaron Glenn. We'll see.
Love it. Dominic, call it more, man. I got to ask you, by the way, if you started watching the show during Asmaniac Madness, who was your favorite Asmaniac? Who did you end up voting for throughout the process?
Wow. So I like Bonesy a lot. Nate is very fun, who we just on. I tell you what, it gives me so much anxiety watching him run.
Yep.
So, but he pops me quite a bit. Trying to think who else. Gary, I love to hear what he has to say and how polarizing he is. So I appreciate that as well. But yeah, it's just a very cool. Oh, Neil, I like Neil a lot too. Neil's very fun too. So.
Love it. Great choices there, man. Dominic, you're the man. You got to call him more, all right?
Absolutely. Yeah, I definitely will, man. Nice job, though.
I appreciate it. Dominic checking in. We'll check out his wrestling pod as well. That's awesome. Hit the like button if you haven't. Appreciate all of you who are tuned in. Wow, look who's on the line right now. I'm not going to play the intro. I don't want to mess it up. I just want to get right to him. Mikey Midnight, hands are up, baby. How we feeling, Mikey? We like the pick?
Yeah. J-E-T-S, Jets, Fireman Ed, brought the house down. And we got Bolo, yeah. We go get the other guy. Tight end from my LSU. I love it, yeah. Let's go Jets. Let's go Jets. We gonna win. 16 and 0. 16 and 0. 16 and 0. Yeah. I love it. Yeah.
Mikey, I love it. Hey, Mikey, I'm gonna play this just for you, baby. A little Fireman Ed, your boy. You ready?
Yeah.
Hell yeah. I think that angle is pretty sick. And then you got the other angle that I had, right? That was my view. And then the other angle, I guess, that the crowd had. This is what the crowd was looking at.
I got just the guy to get us going tonight. Let me hear you.
Love that. Again, thanks to everyone who made it out last night. So much fun. So much damn fun. More calls right now. Here we go. Let's say hello to Papa Jet. What's up, Papa Jet?
Hey, Jake. How you doing?
What's up, Papa? How we feeling?
Good. Hey, the biggest thing that I learned from last night was never, ever, ever to piss off Kyle Clifton.
He's a big dude, man. He really is.
You're used to seeing him just from just like me, my face, right? Shoulders. You're just used to seeing him, his face in that. And Jake, when he sat down next to you, I laughed my ass off. So I don't know if he's like a monster and you're like really small, maybe a little both going on, or I don't know.
Look,
but that's
everyone. Everyone who's there can vouch for this, right? Now I'm not tall. I'm 5'8", but Kyle Clifton's like 6'5". The man is a giant. All right, that to me is the takeaway. Like I'm not tall, but most people would look short next to Kyle Clifton because he is tall and wide. He is a big dude.
Yeah, because
he could be our next left tackle.
I laughed my ass off. I said, man, if that ain't a definition of apples to oranges, right there, man. But as far as the draft goes, and I had an awesome time watching the show where you're having everybody come in and interviewing them. That I had a blast just watching everybody. I could feel the fun going on, the excitement and that.
Yeah.
So I think it was a good thing for you.
Next year, next draft party, I'm just gonna somehow set up like a a crowd cam and just have that streaming live the entire time, and then I'll hop on the mic right after the pick. We'll just have like a live overshot of the party the whole time, people just interacting.
Or you can have Nate ride his bike around inside the bar with his GoPro, you know.
We can do that too.
But as far as the draft goes, yeah, Warren or Membou, I was happy with either one. But I was looking at a mock draft today, and the weirdest one I saw, they had us taking Mason Taylor with 42. Then they had us taking Jake Ferguson with 73.
Double
What do you
up
think?
on. I think you mean Terrence Ferguson, but yeah, I mean, I'd be surprised if they. I wouldn't be shocked if they took 2 tight ends in this draft. I would be very surprised if they did it in back-to-back picks tonight.
Yeah,
that would surprise me.
When I saw that, it just got me thinking, like, I don't know, maybe that ain't a bad thing, but I definitely want to double up if you take one in the 5th or 6th. But I want to get I wouldn't mind another offensive lineman too. Like if there's a good swing tackle out there, pretty versatile guy, you know, because everybody says our offensive line is set. But if you have an injury to both tackles or either tackle, I don't know who's going to fill in for him unless Warren and Mitchell get better, you know. So I'm all for drafting another offensive lineman for depth, you know.
Yeah, I think they will at some point. Probably someone that can play guard is my guess, just to give them some insurance with Simpson and AVT, both free agents after next year.
Yep. Okay, Jake, that's all I got. I'll definitely be watching later. Maybe I'll call in later. I don't know.
Papa Jet, appreciate it, man. Tune into the draft with us tonight. We will be live for rounds 2 and 3. Hit that like button. Comments, questions, super chats. We'll cut the line. Since this is an extended show, I'm going to stay on and get to more of your calls. We'll talk about day 2, talk about the draft. I want the Jets to go weapon. I like Higgins. I like Luther. I like Mason Taylor. I like Jack Besh. They took him at 42. No issue with that. I'm curious to see where Trey Harris ends up. You know, everyone wanted Jackson Dart, or at least some Jet fans did at some point. That was the Dart's guy at Ole Miss. So there's still some players here. With that said, I'm going to take a quick break. When we come back, let's get to more of your calls. It's the Jake Asman Show, baby. The draft is here. Membou Mania. He's a Jet. Who are they taking tonight? We'll talk more about it on the other side. Give us a little moonwalk.
I can't. I got the ankle. Oh, do you not know what happened?
No. Did something happen recently?
Yeah, when I was in New York, I got hit by a car.
Is there security footage of this? Can I play it on the show?
So they would probably have the footage. I mean, what am I going to do with it now?
Gator's already working on a production of this. So
I think that's why I didn't want to bring it up.
I'm going to play a drop, and then that's your cue to make a face like you got hit by a car. You ready?
All right, I'll do it.
Here we go. Ready? And Gator writes in, can he throw the headset off and vomit?
Now there's a gas station over here. I'm gonna go get some pizza and see if they have any butter to put on it.
You could have died.
But I didn't.
Completely fell asleep and let himself get bitch slapped by them. I mean, you're talking about a guy who's about to tie Marvin Lewis most consecutive playoff losses. Let me finish, okay? Are you...
That's a bad football team. That is poorly coached.
It's a sad life being a Jets fan, man.
I'm just destroyed with this team.
I hate them. I hate them.
The more things change, the more they stay the same. Death, taxes, and the Jets just stabbing a stake in our hearts.
We have all this talent and can't do anything with it.
I've got no words. It was brutal.
25. I don't even know what to say.
I don't know how much more I could take for this.
They are doing irreparable damage to this fan base.
It's the brand new song, Power of Dog!
I saw Bonesy last night playing basketball. He stinks. All right? Bonesy plays basketball like with a piano on his back.
I could ball, so Peter's just trying to get me egged up here.
That looks like me playing basketball.
See, I watched last night. It was really bad.
He does need a belt for his pants, I think.
What'd you watch me do though? You watched me take 4 warm-up jumpers.
I just watched you move around. It's like you got cement shoes on.
Oh my God.
Bonesy, I love you, but you're not a basketball player.
Peter, how does he shoot?
He had a two-handed, like, old man shot from the corner that didn't go in.
And they caught the robber of your place of work yet.
I choose not to talk about that.
Well, this is concerning, Scott. I don't know if I can make a commitment to broadcast from your place of work if there's a robber on the loose.
So you're going to be downstairs, upstairs, downstairs, whatever you want to do. At some point, I don't know, whatever.
Where are we going again, Scott?
Saratoga. You're going right at the bunker. Everyone can get down. It's cool.
And to be clear, you're not a suspect in the robberies right now.
I was on camera, and the camera was looking at the back of my head and saw my bun. He thought it was me. That's how that happened.
Okay.
I want everybody up here. English, Puerto Rican, that's why I'm here. And I know you want the mayor. I know you do. Should I say something or no?
Scott, to be honest, I really don't know what you're saying right now.
The mayor has lunch at the bunker a couple times a week. That's all I'm saying.
Okay. Let's catch this robber first before I go.
All right.
Oh.
Okay. I'll. Do you want me? He was apprehended and released.
That's not good, Scott. Why was he released?
Jake, I don't know, man. Maybe a PR reason. Not have it in the papers, whatever.
A PR reason? He robbed your place of work. How was he just released?
It's not my call, dude. I have no clue.
Gunny, your thoughts on that call?
Let's talk about buttered sausage. Talk about buttered sausage, where it comes from, what it does. Why is it doing what it's doing? Get it out of my face. What about buttered sausage?
Only on this show, dude. Only on this show.
It's not my jam. I don't buy jam. I buy honey, and I kiss it on the lips.
Ladies and gentlemen, joining us right now is someone with the greatest camera quality you will ever see. Robert C. is up next. Hello, Robert.
So I try to pull up your channel on YouTube. What the Jets need to do is win.
Robert, thank you for the call. I don't know if that's your camera, if you're hanging out with Weed the People, if you're in a sauna, but that was great. I would like you to respond to the allegations that you and the big fella are actually the same person.
That's not AI.
It really looks like both of you guys.
I sent the picture to my mom and said, explain this.
Hi, Paul. Congratulations on sex.
B.O.B. Yeah, baby.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Jake said I should bring the orange chair and then charge $5 to sit in the chair.
Can you make me a promise?
What?
After Carly sits in the chair.
What?
After Carly sits in the chair, you got to promise me you're not just going to get on your knees and slam your face on it and smell it. Please don't do that.
Oh, I'm not. That's disgusting.
Wow, sorry. That was really inappropriate.
Look, I'm just looking out for you. I consider you a friend of mine.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you want Carly sitting in that chair. I think you might want to smell it out of that orange chair. I'm just putting that out there. You do what you want.
You can do it if you want.
If you sit in the orange chair right now.
Oh, I know. I got a full moon over Miami, too. So at least you don't see my stuff. But
Yeah, I've never seen you stand up in my life, so this is a first.
I stand up.
What a moment that was, huh? All those moments, pretty solid. Bo checks in with an Asmaniac super chat. I saw the crowd at Clinton Hall. I am so upset that I couldn't attend. I can assure you that I will make myself known at another event. Great job, Jake. Bo, I got some good news for you, though. Your Darrell Revis photo I ordered, it arrived yesterday, and since you won it in our most recent raffle, I'll be sending it out to you when I get off the air today, in between shows. We got our big draft stream tonight. Hope everyone can join us. Order some food, have a cocktail, a beer, and watch the draft with me and Dylan, and we'll be joined by some special guests throughout the show. Nick Shine says, the worst part about the 2024 season was finding out the orange chair wasn't even orange. The fact that chair is not orange is stunning. It's like salmon, they said, right? Just unreal. We missed you, Bo. I want to emphasize that. We missed you. Ryan, I know you had a family situation, so you and your wife couldn't make it. Your tickets did go to good use, though, so very kind of you to donate them. So I appreciate it. And you'll be at the next one for sure. More of your calls right now. ladies and gentlemen, it is time to say hello to the coach, Big Cho. Hello, Big Cho.
Jake, what's up, brother?
Joe, how we feeling?
Good. Just sorry I haven't been calling in. I've been busy recruiting all over the East Coast. I'm headed out to. I got to go to Winston tomorrow and Spartanburg on Sunday.
Wow, I love it though. I think that's that's part of the grind.
Yeah, I was in Atlanta a couple weeks ago, so I apologize for not being able to call in.
What do you think of the pick, Big Cho? You like the Membou pick?
Yeah, I mean it's solid. It's not sexy. When you do defense or offensive line, it's not a sexy pick, but I think it's going to help most definitely. I don't know if you wanted to go sexy, I would have probably took the guy from Penn State, the Warren, the tight end. But
I'll tell you what, I would argue that Armand Membou is a sexy man, though. Look at him. Like, that's sexy to me. You don't think?
Yeah. Okay. I'll say he's sexy.
I'm going to manalize him. I think he's a handsome devil.
Yeah, he's a handsome devil.
Okay.
I didn't mean like him. I just meant like when anybody just drafts like a lineman, it's not sexy. I didn't mean like the man himself. How's that sound?
Yeah, I see. I see what you're saying.
Yeah, I mean, he could be sexy, but like when someone says, they drafted a tackle or they drafted a nose guard, it doesn't sound sexy,
Well, I'll tell you what.
Go
what's
ahead.
sexy? Winning games. And I think Membou,
That's
with
right.
good coaching now, the Jets could be a lot better on offense. Let's hope.
What no, I hope so. I don't know, man.
Also, you want to see sexy? This is sex appeal right here. Am I right? AG in the draft war room. I mean, this is good stuff.
Yeah, he's sex appeal, like the tie. What
I'll tell you what, Muji's a handsome bastard too, Big Cho. What do you think of him?
Yeah, he's a good looking guy. He's pretty tall, isn't he?
Very tall. He's like, when I stood next to him at the combine, I was going like this to look at him.
How tall are you?
5'8".
Are you really?
Yeah.
You're a short guy.
I know, Big Cho. I wasn't blessed with tallness.
That's okay. You're still a stud in my eyes.
Thanks, Big Cho.
Oh yeah, you're welcome. What do you think about? Do you think I'm crazy if I said we might win 9 games this coming up year and get the number 7 seed, or am I just a Jets fan with a big heart?
Well, you're a Jets fan, so you're crazy for sure. It's not crazy. I mean, look, teams every year do this besides the Jets. But it comes down to coaching, right? They need Mangini in 06, Rex in 09. Even like Bowles won 10 games in 15. It's just they have talent. There's real talent on this team. Their offensive line is good. If Fields could take a step forward and they could get some good injury luck, and let's see what they do on day 2 here in the draft. I think it's so important. It's not crazy. Like they're like. The Steelers do it every year with really good coaching. Like they haven't had great quarterback play in a long time. So I don't know what Aaron Glenn is as a coach. If he's good, then yes. If he's not a good coach, then I'll say they're probably not winning 9 games. They're probably in that 5 to 6 range.
Yeah, well, Tomlin's never had a losing season, so that's good coaching right there.
100%, Big Cho.
I was excited that we gave those 5th-year options the extension to our core players. What'd you think about that with Williams and Sauce and Wilson?
I think they're going to get extensions done with Sauce and Garrett. And then I think Jermaine, they'll let him play out year 4, knowing they have the 5th-year option on him. We'll see how he looks coming off the Achilles. So I think they'll be okay.
So what do you think we're going to do tonight? Where are we going? We're going to go quarterback?
I don't think so. I think so. Gun to my head, what I think the Jets are going to do, Big Cho, I think they're going to take a football player in the 2nd round and the 3rd round. If I had to guess, they're going to take a football player.
Like the best available, you mean?
It could be, just their football player of choice. Maybe the most handsome football player. I can't tell you, but I do think it's going to be a football player.
Not a basketball player.
No, probably not baseball either. Probably a football player, a guy who probably played football in college. If I had to guess.
I think you need. Oh, before I go, I wanted to ask you, how'd the party go? I was sorry I couldn't come. You know, me being in North Carolina, it's tricky coming up for a night and then leaving the next day. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna try to come to a home game, but how was the party good?
The party was actually horrific. The place burnt down. It was a huge disaster.
Man, what? I streamed a lot of it during the draft with you on there after the pick. So I watched a lot of it. Looked like you guys were having fun. Why are you being so sarcastic?
No, I'm just having some fun with you, Big Show. The party was great.
I know. I'm glad. I'm hoping I can get up to a home game.
You know, Fireman Ed asked about you, actually. He was like,
Are you
big
serious?
Yeah, he's like, is Big Show coming? I go, I don't think so.
Did he really?
Yeah, he watches the show. He's a big he likes talking to coaches. So I was like, Big Show would be your guy.
That's an honor that he mentioned me.
You're the man, Big Show. Everyone knows it.
I want to appreciate that. I want to go tailgating with you and Fireman Ed if I end up coming to a game.
We'll make it happen, all right?
Yeah, most definitely, man. Would love looking forward to meeting you.
You got it. Ladies and gentlemen, Big Show. Look at that turnout. Thanks again to everyone who made it. It's a shame the place burnt down right after. I guess Big Show didn't see that on the live stream. Hit the like button if you haven't. Comments, questions, super chats, cut the line. Jets Johnny is on the line. He's next. What's up, Johnny?
Jake, my brother, how you doing today, man?
You got your guy. You wanted Membou, and Aaron Glenn said, I got you, Jets Johnny. Watch this.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I was in his DMs, blowing him up for Membou, sending him highlights and stuff like that. So I'm glad all my hard work paid off. But I do want to say one thing. You wrong for messing with Big Show, man.
I love Big Show. Big Show's my guy.
That was hilarious, bro.
I was just
you
telling
said
him,
it burned down.
Look, I forget that. I just wanted to focus in on the fact I believe the Jets are going to draft a football player tonight. He asked me what I think they're going to do. Did I say anything that was factually incorrect there?
No, I think that's the best take, honestly, you've had on the draft, Jake. Like that's the best one you've had so far. That we're going to take a football player tonight. So I'm happy about that for you, man. The party looked cool, man. I was a little disappointed after seeing everything that I couldn't come hang out with you guys and whatnot. But that was a great thing you put on last night, man. So
you'll be at the
shout out
next
to
one,
you.
my man. You'll be at the next one.
Oh, for sure. I'm already locking in for 26. I'm gonna be there. We'll lock that in for sure. But yeah, I'm super excited that we got Membou. That's why I got the wall behind me, because we got the wall now. And so now tonight is all about just taking the best football player that's available. You know what I mean? At the spot. I do like still maybe trading down a little bit, acquiring a couple more picks, because I
I'd
think
be
there's
open
a lot
to
of
that. Yeah.
yeah. If somebody wants to, I don't know how it's gonna work. Maybe if Shador falls to 42, somebody wants to jump up and take him. But I have a feeling Shador is gonna go right away at 33 tonight. So we'll get that out of the way. And how do you feel about the first round? Because to me, I think Cleveland won the first round with their moves, like being able to drop down to 5 and still get Mason Graham and getting a first round pick next year. And then they have 33 and 36. I think what Cleveland did was very good. I think they were probably one of the winners. And then obviously I love the Membou pick. I think we won the draft with that, but that's obviously biased. But I think if I'm looking at it, big picture, I think Cleveland kind of won the draft from day one. What do you think?
I think Cleveland did a great job making that deal because they got an outstanding player. And I like Hunter, but if someone's going to give me that much for a non-quarterback and I'm not a Hunter away from winning the Super Bowl and I'm trying to recoup picks from the fallout of the Deshaun trade.
I don't know if
do you hear me, Johnny?
Yeah, I got you now. You were saying about Travis Hunter.
Yeah, I think they gave up way too much. Jacksonville did for a non-QB. Yeah. And if you're Cleveland, you're not a quarterback away or Travis Hunter away. Get extra picks. You still got a great player at 5. And you're in position next year now to get your quarterback, or maybe you take someone like tonight, like they could take Shador with their second round pick. I think Cleveland did a great thing with that deal. I know Hunter's awesome, but I feel like Mason Graham's a really good player, and you got a bunch of picks, and you're in position to kind of reset the deck a little bit post Deshaun Watson. Like, that to me was a really good move.
Yeah, because they could have stick and pick with Abdul, which, obviously he's kind of regarded as the best overall player. But I think, Mason Graham was right there. And then so you add him to the line with Myles Garrett. That's looking pretty nasty. But yeah, I think the Giants kind of lost me trading up, and they gave up quite a bit too to get Jackson Dart from what I remember. And then Atlanta, I believe it was, had a really weird trade where they gave up a first rounder next year
That trade
and
was
whatnot.
crazy. Why would they trade their one next year?
Yeah, I didn't get that one at all. So I'm just glad we weren't the ones that did something ridiculous, you know what I mean? So we made our pick. Everybody feels how they feel about it, but I think at the end of the day we can all agree that Membu was one of the top players in the draft. Whether you had him at, top 5 how some people did, or down to like 15, he was still one of the top guys in the draft, and we were able to get him. He fills a hole on the line. So I'm really excited. I hope tonight we go after a big time wide receiver. I really like Trey Harris. But I feel like there's a few wide receiver options that we can go if we stick at 42. To put somebody next to Garrett Wilson and really shape out the offense. Or maybe, Mason Taylor, but I think he might be gone. I think he's gonna go pretty early in the second round. So I don't know. But
If
we'll
he's
see
there
how
at
that
42
goes.
and they take him, I think it'd be very, very hard to be upset with that. So I'm
Yeah,
with you.
I'd be happy. I kind of want to go all offense today and then see what we get day 3 as far as some defensive guys that can help out in the secondary and whatnot, because I think there's still a lot of good value. Maybe fill out the linebacking core a little bit too in the third day. But yeah, man, I'm just really excited that we got Membu. We finally got a solid offensive line, and I'm pumped up, man. So I hope you have a good day, brother. We'll see how it goes. You going later tonight after the draft?
We will be live for the entire draft tonight. So watch the draft in real time on this channel right here.
Oh, hell yeah. You already know. Yeah, I'll be
Lock
calling
in,
it, man.
baby. Love
Let's
it.
go. JETS, Jets. I love you, Jake. Have a good one,
Hell
bro.
yeah. Johnny, shout out to you, man. Yeah, we'll be live for the entire night. 7 p.m. the draft starts. I'm live at 7 p.m. Eastern. Dylan Terraman's going to join me. I need an expert on with me. All right. Dylan knows the draft as well as anyone. If you missed it earlier, I showed it on the screen. This is Dylan's best players available. He wants the Jets to either go after an edge or a weapon. These were his top players today. He's got a bunch of receivers listed and a bunch of edge and defensive tackles. Players that he thinks could be available at 42 and 73. I like Jack Besh if I had to pick a receiver outside of Higgins. I like Jaden Higgins a lot. I think his size is a perfect complement to Garrett Wilson. I think he's like Connor Rogers, like 20th best player too. So that'd be great value if you got him at 42. Nick Shine says, Boomtown just sent me a list of hockey players we could potentially draft tonight. I love that. Trey checks in. He's in the raffle for 4 $10 super chats. Normally get you 2 raffle tickets. This weekend till Saturday afternoon, they get you 4. Double bang. Bang! All right, more calls right now. Ladies and gentlemen, joining us now on the Gusbuster hotline is our good friend, Philly Noodles. Hello, Philly.
Oh, what up, bro?
What do we think of the pick, Philly? We on board?
Come on, man. Armand Membou, that is big sexy. Were we talking about Big Show? That's big sexy. That's a big sexy move. It is what it is. Big men can be sexy. He will.
Look, I'll tell you what. The Jets got a lot of handsomeness last night between Membou, between Glenn, between Mooj. And we looked good in that war room.
Well, Muji, man. Listen. I know during the process of finding everybody was upset when I said I think they're going Mooj and Aaron Rodgers is gone. I took a double take there. It happened, but this is why it happened. Like structurally wise, these two are in synergy together. It's not to say like Douglas wasn't with Saleh, but it was more like it felt like Douglas was in control, and which he was okay at. But this feels different, for what it is. And Armand Membou is big sexy. First off, we need to get Gator on the screaming when he did the 40 time. He's that guy. When he ran the 40, he was like, ah. That was him. He was the guy screaming during the 40 time. So Gator to get that going for big sexy Armand Membou as part of your intro. Tonight, Jack Besh. I remember saying that like 2 months ago. I felt really good about it.
MVP of the Senior Bowl.
Yeah, and it's weird because again, it'll be an older guy who's ready to go right away. He can work from everywhere on the field, and he's got good hands, and his route running is really good. When we got Philly News wanted to, I did, and guess what? As a third option, guess what? Hey, yo, man, he gets me every time with that. Listen, first off, Chef Kev, I guarantee you he takes over the starting role in Indianapolis by week 6, if not earlier. Remember I said that. And he might drive them to the playoffs because he's in a weak division. You're welcome.
I can't believe you're a Daniel Jones truther.
I am for that team. I am for any team as a backup, but for that team, he might be the starter, dude. Look who his competition is. Anthony Richardson. He walked off the field. The kid left the field. He said, "I'm not going back out." So yeah, good luck. But yeah, for tonight, Jack Besh would be. I think Jack Besh might actually just continue to fall unless he goes to a team that's ready for a veteran receiver. Like I can see Kansas City taking Jack Besh, unless they just want speed. But I don't know. I did a little mini mock with BG this morning, and I thought that any receivers going to actually fall to us, to be honest with you, with the top receivers. They're just going to end up probably landing with us 1,000%.
There's
So
going to be some good options. So I am, I'm cautiously optimistic that they could come away with a legit playmaker, whether it's a tight end too. If they want to take Taylor, fine. But I think they're going to come away with someone.
I don't know what your take is still. Do we still have Clemens on the team? Right.
Clemens is still on the team. Yes.
I feel like, I don't know. Are they sold with Derek Nottie recently and him like going off the line with Quinnen? I feel like they if it's there, they should just get a little rich and just go ahead and maybe take a defensive tackle. Just because it's littered with them. I don't know if it's going to fall to the third. I like Lott as a mock draft, guy from the third round, but I think he might end up falling right before the third occurs in that second, the bottom of the second, the kid from Tennessee. So big fella will be happy we get a Tennessee guy. I feel like Lott would work with the team pretty well. He was like a 3-year starter or something like that, so he would be good. Oh, and crazy freaking story. Last night I go to the bar that I go to, the local watering hole for the Jets fans. And I walk in, and this girl that I always see there, she's a big Rodgers fan, and she had a jersey that said Miss Rogers. You know she's Miss Rogers from the Asmaniacs? She was the Miss Rogers person.
Miss Rogers.
Yeah, remember we had that person that would come in during the season? Like praise Aaron Rodgers. It was her. So I sit down. She goes, "I got a bone to pick with you." I said, "What's that?" She goes, "You're Philly freaking noodles, bro." I was like, "No."
Yeah, I love it. Hell yeah.
Yes, I am. She's
You
like,
gotta call back in. Tell her to call back in.
I told her. I said, "No, she's never called before." I said, "You got to call." I said, "So
okay."
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
so I'm not going crazy then because I couldn't put a face to the name there.
But she said I was like one of the original 2%ers with me, Laney, and she said one other person, I think Jay Graves.
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh, shoot." But I told her during the season we're gonna have to start calling like during mid game or right after the game at the bar. You
better.
Yeah, 100%, bro. Yeah, wide receiver here, or I think tight end is still too rich at second. But I'll say wide receiver or D tackle. We have to.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Philly Noodles giving us some takes there. Love it. All right, can we get more takes in? First off, I don't think I actually read Dre's super chat. I just acknowledged that he's getting 4 raffle tickets. Shout out to the 5%. I didn't get to meet Mimosa, but I got to see the usual. Shout out to Weed, Knob, Nate, the big fella, Bonesy, JJ, Snowball, J Grave, Cynthia, Genergy, PBM. I miss B-Man. Shout out to everyone who was there. I think we closed at like right around 200 people. Just awesome, man. Just awesome. The 5%ers, they were out and about. I want to give a huge shout out to Damien's wife. I don't know her name, so forgive me, but she was in that 5%er photo that I showed on the show earlier. Damien won one of the prizes last night. I think he won a Sauce jersey. No, or I forget. I know that Chris Grasso's dad won the Klecko jersey, and I was like, great. You actually got to see Klecko play, and he was wearing a Gastineau jersey, and he came away with the autographed Klecko jersey. It's all a blur. I don't even remember who won what prizes. It was crazy. More of your calls right now. This guy was at the event. Snowball's on the line. What's up, Snowball?
Oh, hey, what's up?
What's up, Snow?
I have this. It's a rough day, man. This I don't know how you're up and doing this long show. Honestly,
I don't know either. I'm only doing this one long show, and then I'm gonna recover a little bit and get ready for another 5-hour soiree tonight.
Yeah, I'm not 30 years old anymore, so this is it's a rough day. From the bottom of my heart, thank you so much for last night. You really know how to put on an event, and if this was the first one, I don't. If any Asmaniac or anybody watching this show right now has not gone to a Jake Asman event, I mean, the Hicksville one was just the beginning. This completely different story, an amazing event. Sometimes the crowd on the street walking past the bar was equally as large as the one inside the event. I mean, there were people lined up on the sidewalk looking in just to catch a glimpse of what was going on. I mean,
that was also Weed the People smoking weed as well, to be fair.
I think he was passing out free weed on the street. So people were passing by and doing that.
A great moment, by the way, was when he won a prize. I think he won the Emerson Boozer helmet, and he signed up under his actual name. And I said, Thomas Scobie. And then I was like, wait a second. I'm like, that's Weed the People. And everyone's like, weed. Dude, it sounded like it was a Breece chant, but it was everyone in the crowd going, weed. It was amazing.
He had a drink in his hand, and I go, how appropriate that you won the Boozer. Right.
That's great. Yeah.
Amazing. Anyway, again, thanks so much. Way too many people to mention to talk about. I mean, if I say someone's name, I'm going to forget somebody else's name. So it was amazing meeting everyone last night. It was quite the event. And good luck tonight, man. 7:00. You don't have much time. So
we're ready to go, Snowball. I mean, we got to get the picks right at 42 and 73.
Get some sleep. I'm actually going to take a nap. My show's starting at 6. I'm saying that we are the official opening act for the Jake Asman show at 6:00 on Jets Worldwide. So
I love it.
We will only be on for an hour, and then you have the main stage.
I appreciate it. Snowball, you're the man.
Thank you so much.
I'm glad you made it last night, dude. Thanks for coming out. You've been to basically, I think, every event, if not all of them. So I can't thank you enough, man. Appreciate your support as always.
Batting 1,000 and continue to.
Love it.
Take care.
Snowball checking in from Snowball to Rob the Jet fan. What's up, Rob? You're on mute, Rob.
How about now?
There you go.
Thank you. Great show yesterday. You really covered it well. Hoping that we go weapon today, all weapon. You know, I want to see, I would love to get the wide receiver, Jaden Higgins, big body, 6'4", 215 pounds. And obviously right now, as far as tight ends, I'd probably go for Mason Taylor. I would probably opt for him. The guy from, what is he, from LSU? Or is he BC? Huh?
LSU.
I'd like to see those two guys, Jake. I mean, that would be really good. I think we kind of have to go all offense. We could get the tackle in the 4th round. I don't think we have to get him 2nd or 3rd round. So we got to get some targets for Justin Fields, other than Garrett Wilson and Breece Hall. So I think they really got to make a concerted effort to go offense today. I'd be really happy if they go after those two guys. Is what I'm pulling for. I don't know. What do you think?
I think the approach should be weapons. Now, they could do tight end first, then receiver, or vice versa. That, to me, would be the approach. There's some really good players, though, that I didn't anticipate being there. So depending how the first 10 picks or 9 picks go in front of the Jets, because they're at 42.
Which guys are you shocked that it's still there?
Well, I think the safety, Emmanuel Worry being there is a pretty notable surprise.
He's supposed to be a good safety.
Really good player. So him being there, I mean, that certainly surprised me. I mean, I don't know how the Jets feel about Shedeur Sanders, but he's still there. I mean, what if they had a 2nd round grade on him? They're like, we're not doing it.
Really? Would you be mad if they took him?
I don't want him. So yeah, I don't want any quarterback in the
Nah, I
second
don't
or
want him
third
either,
round. But I'm just saying, like, he's still there. I mean, Dom C has Emmanuel Warriors his 26th rated player. That's great value at 42. Darius Alexander is his 30th rated player. Leger Douzable drafted him in his mock to the draft at 42. So I prefer a weapon, but it wouldn't shock me if the Jets go out there and they took a DT, they took a safety just based on the value. Will Johnson's still there, the corner from Michigan. I mean, that's great value. This guy was a top 10 pick, everyone said. So I want weapons, but I do think there's a scenario where there's just too good of a player there at 42. They just take the player, even if it's not a weapon, it's a defensive player.
Would you be okay with them if they went and purchased who's that tight end they were talking about?
Who's that lovely lady?
Who's that tight end, Jake? Is it Dallas? What's the name of that tight end?
Dallas
that they were
Goedert.
talking? Say it again.
Dallas Goedert, you're saying? Trade
Yeah,
for him?
Goddard. Would you be okay with Goddard, or do you think he's kind of over the hill right now?
I don't mind Goddard. I wouldn't extend him, though. So if he's willing to play on his current contract for a year and it only costs me a fourth or a fifth, fine.
Yeah, I kind of want a tight end for the next 4 or 5 years. I really don't want a tight end for 1 year. You know what I mean? And there's so many tight ends. You got Ferguson, you got Arroyo from the Miami. So I think there's enough tight ends that we should take one of these guys. You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
I mean, there's a lot of
I don't know if it has to be at 42, though. Maybe they think someone they like Arroyo or Fannin, someone's going to be there at 73 for them.
Yeah, probably. But that's all I got, buddy. And I'll be checking you out tonight and stuff. We'll be watching. Hopefully they go offense. I am hoping offense.
I am too,
And,
Rob.
take care, buddy.
Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for our guy, Rob.
Alan's wife.
Hell yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, let's say hello to one of the greats who's going to join us now on the show, Paul Faz. What's up, Paul?
How's it going, Jake?
How we feeling, Paul? You like the pick?
Gave it a lot of thought, and reality is we're in a rebuild year. I don't care what anybody says. And I look back the last time the Jets were really good. What did we have? We had a great offensive line. And I think this regime, we gotta trust it. And at first I wanted tight end. I said it to you, but now I thought about it. Let's have a great offensive line because that is a big key to success in offense. And I just think the team moving forward is going to keep doing what they just did. I think they're going to take the best available player that they feel we need to plug in to our system, right? So if they feel we need a safety more or they feel we need a D tackle more, I think that's what their next pick is going to be. And that'll be the tiebreaker based off of, those two positions, right? If they feel the safety is better than the D tackle that's there to offer, I think that's the way they're going to go. Sorry I missed yesterday. I'm having a horrible week. I had shoulder surgery. I got a cortisone. I was doing pretty good. I got a cortisone because I had this week off and I had my golf outing today. I had to cancel my weekend trip. They hit some something in my arm and I can't move my arm for like 3 days. They hit scar tissue and I'm pissed off. I couldn't drive to go to the game to go last night. So I really got, just bummed week. I took the week off. I can't even move my arm. So I'm a little pissed, but I'm going to catch the next one. That Yankee game sounds like fun. So I just think we just got to hope for the best with this regime. It's a rebuild, dude. And, we go from there. But I do want to say one thing to Nate, if you don't mind. Hey, Nate, that's not a bike. That's a bike.
Yeah.
I just had to bust some chops. That's the only good thing is I'm going to my BMX show tomorrow. We show off all the old bikes, so looking forward to that. But great show as always. Sorry I missed guys, but I'll catch you on the next one.
Paul, you're the man. And speaking of bikes, you want to see a bike? This is a bike.
Yeah. Oh shit.
Shout out to Castro. He's texted me last night after this pick. I think he wanted Campbell. But have no fear, Peter Castro. I'm telling you, Membou is going to be a very good pro. This is not Mekhi Becton. You know, Darren Muji's first ever draft pick was a tackle. Becton's first ever draft pick was a tackle. I think we got a really good player. I do. I was cool with Warren, too. I wanted either Warren or Membou. I didn't have a strong preference. I leaned Warren. It was like 51-49 for me. Said it on the show yesterday. I am very curious, though, and we'll never know. If Mason Graham was there, I think they were going to take him, but he got picked. So it was out of our hands to have to worry about. Hit the like button if you haven't. Super chats count as double raffle entries. Signed Joe Namath item. How about a signed Namath jersey, baby? How about a signed Fields helmet? How about a signed Aaron Glenn helmet? Curtis Martin helmet? DeBrickashaw helmet? I'm on hour number 3 of broadcasting today. We're doing 5 hours tonight. It never stops. Ladies and gentlemen, let's say hello to a man in Vermont.
Hi, everybody. This is Bob from Vermont. I am Bob, of course. Hi, Jake.
Hello, Bob.
Sorry I wasn't there with Mikey. It looked like a great time. You had a great time. It was, I think it was a good pick for the Jets. That was a good pick. We need the offensive linemen to help out the Jets.
We built the trenches up, baby. Build the wall.
Yes, definitely. And I like the thing that you said with Beast Bricker. You gave him the 161 Street. Isn't that Yankee Stadium?
That's my address. 1 East 161st Street, Bronx,
That's
New York.
Yankee Stadium, isn't that?
Well, I have 2 homes. I live there, and I live at 1 Jets Drive in Florham Park, New Jersey.
I'd like to meet up. I want to meet there June 29th, you said?
Oh, I'm not doing another false hope with you coming to a meetup.
No, we're coming down. Definitely coming down.
I'll believe it when I see it. Out of sight, out of mind. I don't even want to think about
Is
it.
it June 29th? Who are they playing?
They're playing the Fighting Bobby Midnights.
No, me and Mike want to go. Definitely go with that.
I've heard that one before.
No, it's true. We're going. Okay, June 29th.
Maybe.
And then I like the hot dog that you suggested Australian Jeff fan to get. Some bread hot dogs you like?
Would you like to respond to Peter Renfro, Bobby? He says, I want my money back. Give everyone their money back and stop scamming people.
Who is Peter Renfro? Peter Renfro, you didn't give me any money. Bye.
Who's Peter Renfro? Who is this guy?
I have no clue. But I like Australian Jeff fan, though. You said some bread hot dogs? You said?
Yeah, he likes his Justin Fields
Coney
jersey he
Island.
got, too.
Yeah, oh, that was very nice of you. I forgot.
We couldn't let him come all the way from Finland and not
Yeah.
get a Jets jersey.
Yeah, and then you do like some bread hot dogs, right? Oh, Coney Island.
I mean, Sabret hot dogs aren't just on Coney Island; they're everywhere. But
Yeah.
yes, I enjoy a good Sabret hot dog when I'm walking
Me
around
too.
the city.
Especially where you get to Yankee Stadium, you get it right there right across the street from the parking lot. Oh,
You
right
get it
across.
outside. And
Yeah, outside the
because
parking lot.
if you go inside the stadium, it's going to cost quadruple what you'd pay outside the stadium.
I know you could get 2 hot dogs. Yeah, at the price of one over there. Yes.
Peter
I hope,
Renfro says, Jake, what's your email? I will email you proof that this buffoon is a scam artist. Peter, my email is public. It's asmanjake@gmail.com. You email me proof that Bobby Midnight is a scam artist, and I will evaluate the evidence.
Peter Castro just not Peter Castro. Renfro, leave me alone. I didn't even know you. I hope with the Yankee tickets we get the cushion seats because they go for me tush.
Why? So you can unleash some farts into the cushion seat?
No, it's very comfortable. Me and Michael went to a trip to Yankee Stadium one time, and then we sat in good seats, like on the first base line.
I see.
Yeah, it was good. It was great. So no, that was good. That you had a great time. So sorry we didn't show up.
Yeah, people were very sad you weren't there.
I know.
I'm not promising you ever going to another meetup. I don't want to disappoint people. You made me look bad by saying you're going, and then people are coming up to me asking where you are, and you weren't there.
I know. I'm an idiot. I'm an asshole, everybody. I'm an asshole.
Yep. Asshole. 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 Asshole.
I am. Okay. I'm sorry, Mimosa didn't go down.
Yeah, Mimosa was the saddest out of everyone there. It was a rough watch seeing that.
I know. I hope she didn't get too mad at me. She's a great lady. All right, Jake. You have a great day. Can't wait. Oh, can I ask you about the Giants? Do you think they did a good job and move it up to 25th?
Yeah, I like what they did. If Dart's their guy, they mitigated the
Yeah.
risk of taking a quarterback at 3. You got a great player. And Dart's in a spot where he doesn't have to play, in theory, for most, if not the entire season, depending on what happens. So if that's Dable's guy, like I like it. I don't think Dart's a good quarterback, but I definitely I don't think he's a first round quarterback, but there's a difference in 3 versus 26. So
Right, definitely.
I think it's a decent
And what
pick.
about the Eagles? Why did they move up to get one spot?
Maybe they thought someone else was going to come up for the player they wanted, so they just wanted to make sure they got him.
Oh, you got a defensive guy. Okay, have a great day, everybody.
Knob Deep says, I ate 37 Big Macs last night with Bobby's cards.
All right, you must have been full by now. Yeah.
Mimosa says she's not mad at you, but Mimosa privately messaged me off air that she's disgusted with you, so don't believe her.
I believe her.
No, I'm just kidding. Mimosa is too nice of a human being.
Yes, you have a great day, Jake. I hope. Is that the guy?
Barbarossa said he only drank 3 beers last night because he was so disappointed. Barbarossa had the greenest mouth at the party. He was enjoying the green beer, which was great.
Oh, yeah, like when you get those sucking candies.
The jet fuel beer, baby. Look at that.
Oh, Jeffrey beer. Yeah, I like the other one, but the other drink.
The Aaron Glen Old Fashioned.
Yeah, that's good. And what was the other one? It was 3, right?
The Asmaniac Madness Espresso Martini.
Oh, it's espresso. Anything about coffee? Yeah. No coffee. I'm not a coffee person. So you have a great day, Jake. That guy
Roseanne
who you
says
doing?
that you disappointed her big time.
Oh, I'm sorry, Roseanne. I hope I screwed up. I know I screwed up. We didn't. So you have a great time at the draft party tonight. You're doing your show, right?
Well, it's not a draft party. It's a draft watch along.
Watch along. I mean,
Get ready.
That young kid's doing it with you, right?
Young whippersnapper like this guy.
The guy
What's
that
up,
you
guys?
have. Oh, I remember Chris G. Yeah. Hi, Chris G.
Connor and Jack went on Bobby's show one night.
I know, they-
we all rated his show.
Yeah, they came on to my show one time, all 3 of them.
Back in my day, raids were a lot different than appearing on a middle-aged man's YouTube show. But that works.
I
Chris.
know. No, I know. But no, it was fun. They would come and like good talk. They talked
I love
about
it.
sports.
All right, Bobby, I'm playing you out. What's up, Chris? You have a good time last night? I know your dad's the real winner in the family. He got the signed Klecko jersey, right?
God, last night was amazing, Jake. I can't believe I won a raffle prize. I mean, I didn't even think it was possible to win those things until we won last night.
Of course. I said anyone who bought a ticket. I pulled the names, put everyone in the random name generator, and we had some great prizes. It was awesome.
This community is so awesome, Jake. This hat I'm wearing was gifted to me by the big fella. I was given by a friend
Really?
this is so great, man. I'm so glad I even became an Asmaniac. I'm so glad I found this show because this is awesome. I mean, I got to meet Connor and Jack in person, which was great. Meeting all the Asmaniacs, my guys, Jay Quest, making sure I live in the moment and tell me to put my phone away. Got to chat with Nate. Got to chat with PBM. Got to chat with Matthew Smith, who's a troll in the chat, but such a great guy in person. So many familiar faces and such a great time, Jake. So it's all thanks to you, really. And meeting you was so great. So thank you so much.
Of course, man. I'm glad you had fun. And it's so cool that you, Connor, and Jack met each other through this show. And last night was the first time the 3 of you guys were all in the same room together, which is great.
Oh, for sure, man. And my opinion on the pick, I mean, I would have much rather had Tyler Warren. I feel like tight end is a much bigger position of need than offensive tackle. But, I mean, I like the idea of solidifying both sides of the line for the next decade. So, but these next 2 picks, better be tight end and wide receiver. I don't really care which order, but we need pass catchers.
They 100% need pass catchers. Like I think Membou's going to be a good player. It just puts the onus on them to get it right on day 2 now with these picks if they're going to go weapons. Now, I do have a question for you though, Chris, because we know about you, we know about Connor, we know about Jack. Can you identify who the guy in the Sauce Gardner jersey is sitting next to you at the kids' table last night?
Oh yeah, for sure. That's my guy, Josh Wolliver. He's not really a regular, on this show, but he's a part of the Next Gen Network. He went to camp with Connor and Jack, so it was great meeting him in person too.
I love it. I'm glad he was there. So shout out to him for coming as well. You guys are great. I'm glad you had fun. I mean, did you like the Lunchables, the juice box? I mean, we see the water pictured there in the photo. Obviously,
Yeah, and obviously not allowed to drink any adult drinks yet. Soon. By the time the Jets make the playoffs, we will all be allowed to drink a nice beer and enjoy. But the Asmaniac playoff watch party is going to be so great. I mean, no one deserves it more than this fan base. So when we win, it's going to be great.
Wait a second. I'm seeing some comments here. Nate's saying that he lives in Hawaii.
When we went on Bobby's show, like they asked Josh where he was from, and I guess he didn't want to share, so he told them he was from Hawaii, and they all believed it.
Of course. Well, Bobby will believe anything you tell him.
Yeah,
he thought Kevin James was coming to our party for a month.
The food at the draft party was great. I had the chicken tenders with the Korean barbecue dip. Everything was great.
I love it. Well, post all your photos and funny moments in the Discord so everyone can see it too. All right, Chris?
100%. Much love to the Asmaniacs and much love to you, Jake.
Love it. Appreciate you, Chris. If anyone posts stuff on Instagram as well or Twitter, tag me at Jake Asman so I can reshare it to everyone at Jake Asman Show. Love it. Paul says, no O-line cost us Rodgers and 4 snaps. Oh, do we know that? Ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up for our guy, Paul Faz. He was just on the line. And he just dropped 5 channel memberships for the people. $10 raffle tickets for Paul, 5 gifted memberships. Remember, everything is boosted all weekend long. This is one of the busiest weeks of the year for this channel. And your support goes a long way for allowing us to do what we do. So a little thank you to all of you. And we're going to add some more prizes to our raffle for this week and through the end of the draft. So tomorrow afternoon, everything is double the fun for the raffle. Donovan T, John Scully, David Take Flight Houston, and the Boz Hogg all receiving a channel membership there from the Paul Faz. Now, Indy Jets, some of your comments are wildly funny, but not appropriate. But call in because I know you were supposed to be there yesterday. People were asking me about you. I know you had a flight issue. So if you're still out there, we'll get you on the line so you could address the people. Johnny Boy says, make sure to always believe in Joe Hendry. No one loves wrestling references more than Johnny Boy. Big fella. The hat looks great, Chris. Next gen Jets are the future. They are. Don't take my job, kids. That's all I'm asking for. Especially you, Connor Long. Nate checks in. So many good players available. BPA still for me. I'd like any of Mike Green. Mike Green, I like. People love Mike Green. What's the deal with the character concerns on the kid? That's why he fell. Will Johnson, Luther Burden, Darius Alexander, Besh, Winston Jr. My preference is Besh, Higgins. I know Darius Alexander's good. I don't know. Something about defensive tackle scares me. All right, few calls left. I asked for Indy Jets because he was on the line earlier. And he has called in. Indy, we missed you yesterday, man. You were there in spirit.
I my apologies. I wish Gator would just make me a video, just trashing American Airlines, because that's my goal from here on out. But I'm glad it looks like you guys had
canceled. Was there bad weather where you were coming from? Because we have beautiful weather.
No, they had it was a mechanical issue. They just said mechanical issue. They took the plane out of service and they didn't have one to replace it until 9 o'clock, which would have gotten me into Newark at a little after 11.
That sucks.
And
I'm
like,
sorry to hear
that. Yeah, by the time I would have got there. Yeah, and I would have missed the draft pick while I was in the air, and that was just not acceptable. So I ended up going and drowning my sorrows at this local Irish pub. and I met a young kid. Or I shouldn't say a kid. Everybody's a kid. He was in his 20s. He's sitting there, and when the Jets come up, all of a sudden he's all excited. Didn't even know he was a Jets fan. So when the Jets picked, we did a little Jets chant, and the restaurant part of it is behind us. The restaurant part was behind us. Everybody was sitting there eating dinner, and next thing you know, this Jets chant comes from the restaurant. And I walk back there, and there's a table of 20 people, and they're all from New York and Jets fans.
Wow. Okay. Hey, maybe it was a blessing in disguise that at least you got to hang out with Jet fans for this.
Yeah, absolutely. So it wasn't a complete total loss.
Did they watch the show? Did any of them watch the show?
No, but you gained some subscribers because I got them on YouTube, and I said, okay, you got to, you guys were on live, and I said, you've got to, subscribe to this guy and then follow him. So, several of them at the table pulled their phones out, and you got some new subscriptions, I think, last night.
That's awesome, man. I appreciate that. Spreading the Asmaniac love.
Yeah. Well, it's did you notice the hat?
I did notice that. You had an Indy Jets. Yeah, you sent me the picture. You got to send me your T-shirt size, though. I feel bad you couldn't make it. I want to send you an AG shirt as a little consolation prize.
Oh, that'd be great. You still, when you sent me that helmet, you might still have it, but I'll forward it back to you.
Just send me what T-shirt size are you?
Oh, it's a large. Yeah,
you're a large.
Large
I will
is fine.
take care of this. I will take care of this today. I will get you that sent out.
That's awesome. But hey, I'm glad that everybody had a great time anyway. I'm sorry I didn't, get there, but I went, I changed. They allowed me to. I changed. Forwarded my flight to the first weekend in September. I can still move it, but opening day. I will whenever our opening day is. I'm gonna fly in on a Friday night and be there the whole damn weekend. So we're gonna find something to do. So anyway, great job. Apparently that party turned out even greater than we could expect. I was on a different channel and I saw Bonesy still going on. So, I don't know if he's doing a 24-hour, speech still or what's going on.
Honestly, if you had shown up when your new flight was supposed to land, you would have at least seen the Bonesy speech. Like you would have missed the whole draft, but you would have heard the end of Bonesy's speech.
I didn't even know. I thought he was still going. He was just on, and he was still, So maybe he's finally cut it out. He gets to start over today, right? He'll call in, and maybe Bonesy will do a 5-hour speech with you while you're while you're on. But yeah, I look forward to seeing you tonight. I do want to say when was it 2010? We had 3 first rounders on the offensive line. And we had a 6th rounder and a UDFA. Now we've got 3 first rounders, a 2nd rounder, and a 3rd rounder for our offensive line. I expect an AFC Championship game this year.
Hey, sign me up.
Yeah.
I'm in.
All right, good seeing you, Jake.
You too, Indy. I'm sorry you couldn't make it, but I'm glad that at least you got to watch the draft with some Jet fans. So that's a cool story, at least. And we'll get you the AG shirt sent out, man. Least we could do for all your support. Let's see. Super chat from Henny. What's up, Henny? I wanted Warren. Henny, how come you weren't at the party last night, man? I think you live in the New York area, right? I wanted Warren, but with all the O-line taken in round 1, Membou was the right choice. The league prioritizes the trenches. Now let's get weapons. Yeah, I think there's multiple ways to do it. We all understand O-line is important. The argument for Warren was you need a weapon. This guy could be a complete game changer, and he helps you in the running game and in the passing game as a blocker. So he's helping your O-line from that standpoint. And the argument is, look, you've invested a lot in the O-line. Nothing's wrong with that. But it's like, can you do what other teams have done and find a tackle on day 2? Maybe the Jets evaluated Ozzie Trapillo and some of the other tackles we floated out there. Ursary. And they said, you know what? Like, they're good. They're not plug and play. Membou's plug and play. He's going to be a day 1 starter for us for a decade at right tackle. They found that to be more valuable than Warren, who they might say, look, we like him, but we also like Colston Loveland. And Warren wasn't even a consensus top tight end in the class, as it turned out, because Chicago took Loveland before him. So I like Warren. I think he's going to be a good player. But I can't criticize the Membou pick. I think it's the right move. I was good with either one. And now let's see what they do tonight, because I think they got to get weapons. There's good players on defense left. I get it. to me, I want a wide receiver at 42 or a tight end. That's what I would do. The Jets don't typically listen to what I want to do, though. So who knows what they're going to do later. Let's get it right. That's the bottom line. Morgan says, Jake, I'd argue today's more important than yesterday. They have to find some playmakers on offense. Also could hear you guys from my apartment at Clinton Hall. Wait a second, Morgan. You heard us from Clinton Hall, but you didn't come to the party? That doesn't make any sense. You live in Midtown? I'm telling our guy Ed Tierney to scold your ass for not showing up. You got to be at the next one, Morgan. Hope all is well. Nate says, need some tags with their chat name next event. Yeah, I guess we do need some name tags. I'll work on that maybe for next time. The problem is people were buying tickets like 2 hours, an hour before the party even started. So it would have been hard to get everyone a name tag. But most of you locked in your spot, thankfully, ahead of time. So I appreciate that. Hennessy says maybe Glenn being a former scout's a good thing. It should be a great thing, right? The problem with Rex Ryan was he was a really good coach, X's and O's coach. But when he got more say over the roster, that's when those Jets teams started to deteriorate, and that's when the draft picks, they weren't as good. That's how you get Kyle Wilson and Quentin Copels. Glenn coming from a scouting background first, hopefully that's a huge plus. Because let's be real, there's not a single decision that is made by Muji that Glenn is not on board with. Like Glenn's calling the shots. Now Muji's giving input, and he's involved in a lot, but the final decision maker is Aaron Glenn. Aaron Glenn makes the decisions. Like, to give you guys an analogy that the Asmaniacs would obviously understand. Aaron Glenn is Beastbreaker 666. Darren Muji is Little Joey.
We're not done yet. We're just getting started. Tonight, no mercy. Finish the job and complete the legacy, and we will not back down from a fight. And Jake, I sent you something on the email department for this.
I'm going to give you my address right now. You ready?
I have half of it right here written down in a cursive mode, like a good Bob Barker would do. Except I just need the zip code.
You need the zip code?
That's the final.
Okay, let me pull it up for you right now. Once again, it's 1 East 161st Street.
Okay, got that. Final.
Bronx, New York.
Yeah, it's all right.
And then the zip is 10451.
451. All right. I will be sending that out next Friday morning, and you'll get it within the next few days. Now tonight, we need weapons. We need nuclear weapons, and we need ultra 4K weapons, because now the time has come. We're gonna be 13-4 this year. You know how you can tell 13-4? The Bills are gonna give us a good kick in the nuts a couple times, because they have their little squad of men. The Patsies, they're not gonna get anywhere, not even 5 inches of us, because you know what we're gonna do to them? Boom, 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 right in the face, and they're gonna be bleeding and crying for mom, going, wee, wee. Like, get out of here. This is our house.
You know what time it is? A Beastbreaker 666. I'm gonna take my fist and shove it up your ass, and then he gotta go.
Beast, if you need my backup address, it's 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue as well, Washington, D.C. So there you go. Anyway, what a show. Thank you all. Now, there was a Dave Briga appearance I saw on the line, but he just dropped off. I was going to end the show with a little one-punch Briga, but Dave, unfortunately, not there. So, Dave, you're still out there. I'll extend this show for you any day of the week. Last super chat here. Store. Jets pissing me off acting like we don't need a QB. Any chance of Sanders? I can't rule it out, Store. I don't think they're acting like they don't need a QB. I think they liked Cam Ward. I don't think it's a coincidence that after we heard the reports of the Jets checking in with Tennessee on the number 1 pick, they then immediately signed Justin Fields on day 1 of free agency. I think they only had a first-round grade on Cam Ward. Now, if they take Sanders, I'd be very surprised. I don't see it. I know they like Tyler Shuck, apparently, but I don't think they're going to take him at 42. I just don't see it. I think they truly think Fields could be their guy. We'll find out. If he's not their guy, they're going to take a quarterback in round 1 next year. This regime has this year and next year to get their quarterback. They're not under the gun to do it this year in what's considered a down quarterback class. Just think about it. The Steelers are so desperate for a quarterback, they passed on Shedeur Sanders and Jackson Dart. What does that tell you? It's not a good quarterback class. Only 2 got drafted in the first round. One of them took a trade up. Like that's a big deal. Ladies and gentlemen, we're ending the show with a legend. It is time to say hello to a man who believes in achievement, and he wants every Asmaniac to get a damn job.
He thinks that Charles and Bobby need to get a job. This cowboy hates to see Asmaniacs complain. What they call him, one-punch breeder. You need to get a job. What they call him, one-punch breeder. The beast is on his ass. Call him one-punch breeder. Has anyone seen Bean Mac? Call him one-punch breeder. 'Cause he'll only need one.
Jake, how are you today?
Dave, how we feeling?
Good, good. I was taking my walk up here at the Anthracite Museum. Anyway, could you see the sign behind me?
I'm taking a look right now, yeah.
This is where people built our country. This is where we achieved things. Now, go up the steps here, right? So we're going to see the trains that they used to go out to the mines with to pull the coal out. This is called the Pennsylvania Anthracite Museum. All right, I'm going up the steps. It's a pretty long walk. But anyway, this is how you build. You build from the bottom up. So we're building our line up just like they used to build things in our country that they're trying to bring back now. So can you see it behind me? This is where people mine for coal in the old days. Can you see that?
I love it. That's real achievement right there.
That's the achievement. Look at the background. Can you see the mountains of Pennsylvania back there?
Absolutely.
Okay. So we go over here. Inside the museum, there's all the paraphernalia when the men went down to do anthracite mining. So that's how we're starting our new regime out. We're starting from the wall, correct? We're building it up.
We got to build it the right way. Absolutely.
Yeah, so this is where they achieve things. Can you see the locomotive behind?
Oh, goodness. Hell yeah.
That used to go down into the mines to bring out the anthracite coal. So Pennsylvania here is noted for building great players. We had Mike Munchak, who was a graduate of my high school. A lot of good players come out of PA. So I just want you guys to see something of achievement, what it's been. So we want to bring that back to the country. So I see you had a great party there last night. Looked real good. Sorry I couldn't be there. We got some family illnesses I'm dealing with. So
you'll be at the next one,
Dave. What else is new? So tonight we're gonna try to look for offensive plays. I think you're probably gonna sprinkle in. I don't think we're gonna get all offense. I don't think that's the way Glenn operates, but we'll see, right?
I think offense still needs to be a heavy focus, but I also do think that there's some really good players that are there, so they might just look at it like if they love this safety or they love one of these defensive tackles that slipped out of round one, they might just go BPA. Well, I think we'll learn a lot tonight about their philosophy based on what they do at 73, and then, of course, what they do before that with the first selection.
Right. Well, just so they don't reach for anybody. Sometimes that's the case when you're trying to reach for players that are in need. I know we need a guy to plug up the hole so they're not going to run the ball down their throats like last year. And a safety. We need a reliever to tight end. So there's a lot of needs. We're probably not going to get them all this year, but we can see hope, right? We can see hope in the future. I know you have reservations with the new regime and the loss of Rodgers, which every day I think we're seeing. Probably that's the best in the long run for our team. So let's see what happens tonight. I'll be tuning in. I guess you're going to start at 7. Yeah, hopefully. And I'm anxiously awaiting the schedule release to see where we're going to meet up because I'm hyped up for that Tampa game. I'm not much for MetLife. The last game I went to was a good game, December 21st, 2015, when we beat the Patriots in overtime. I'll never forget that one. I was at friends of mine, and they were Patriot fans, so I was able to shove it down their throats. So
Love
that
it,
was
Dave.
great. Yeah, so that's last game. I didn't. So that was a great game for MetLife, and but other than that, it's not too much. It's not that's the stadiums, but that's what we got for now. Hopefully, someday we have our own stadium again. I hope, because we need it badly. We need it badly for fans. Because why should they be going to the second-class stadium in the biggest city in the world? It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't
Amen,
make any
Dave.
sense.
I will talk to you tonight, Mr. Briga. You're the best.
Okay.
And let's go Jets, all right? Believe in achievement.
This is achievement right behind me. Here, this is achievement. Send this to
Let's
Gary so he
go.
knows what it is. All right,
He
God
thinks
bless.
that Gary needs more shots upside his head. This cowboy hates when you don't believe in achievement. Well, they call him One Punch Brigger. The moon landing was great. They call him One Punch Brigger. His claim is not true. They call him One Punch Brigger. Hated jokes is like his ass. The One Punch Brigger. Those who know they need one. Yeah.
Hell yeah, Dave Briga. All right, if you were at the event last night and you're not a Patreon user, please join, get in the Discord, share your photos so we can put together a giant montage from the event, which would be great. So thank you to everyone who was there again last night. You're going to hear me say it a lot because I'm so appreciative. I mean, to get that many people on a Thursday night to, in theory, just watch, not a game, but watch names be called is a testament to the greatness of this fan base and this community, the Asmaniacs in particular. There's Jet fans and then there's Asmaniacs. So you guys are the best. Join the Patreon if you haven't. I know Orlando signed up during the show, so thanks again to him for that. You guys are awesome. We're back tonight at 7 Eastern, p.m. Eastern. All right. Me and Dylan will be co-hosting a little watch-along night 2 party. Get your cocktail, get your beer of choice, and we'll watch the draft all together. I know I am certainly excited, cautiously optimistic about what the Jets could do because I think night 1 was good. Night 1 was solid. On that note, please like the video, please subscribe to the channel, and please spread the word to all the Jet fans. This is the place to be for daily Jet content. Again, thank you all. Thanks to Nick Faria, who joined us at the beginning of the show. And in honor of Dave Briga closing us out, let's take you back to a moment that anyone who watched it live will never forget. Briga versus Gary. Moon landing right now.
You said people walked on the moon, correct?
Yes.
Prove your claim.
It's not my claim, it's history's claim. You're an ignorant person. I was there. I know it went up.
You were on the moon?
You just don't believe it.
Give me the evidence that people walked on the moon.
You don't make any sense.
All I've asked you for is evidence.
You don't believe in achievement.
This is irrational. You're acting like an irate 5-year-old.
Listen to me, big mouth.
Dave Briga, walk like a man. It's not my claim. It's not my burden.
You said you went to college. They teach you nothing?
Shut up.
Don't tell me to shut up.
This is ridiculous.
You're ridiculous.
You can't have a rational conversation. You can't shut your mouth
What's
for 5
rational?
seconds.
You're just a denier.
How does me knowing the name of the 3 people who died on the Apollo prove that people walked on the moon?
That itself doesn't prove it, no.
Prove your claim that people walked on the moon.
Men don't die for no reason at all.
How does men don't die for no reason prove that people walked on the moon? Your evidence is that you were alive when someone claimed to have walked on the moon.
I was living then, yes.
What does that prove?
I believe in achievement. I believe in a space program.
You believe in achievement. Therefore, people walked on the moon. That's your argument?
I believe people didn't lie to us like you.
I believe in achievement. Therefore, people walked on the moon?
Go read the history. Go look at films. I have books.
Then this should be easy for you. Prove that people walked on the moon. You've done all the research. This should be easy. It's not my burden.
Buzz Aldrin, in his mind, had to calculate the exact landing. You believe it was a cover-up?
I don't believe the claim that people walked on the moon. That's it.
I have to prove history, but you don't have to prove anything. Go take some more headshots. You need some.
You get the fuck out.